Ladies and gentlemen, the Foundation Day celebrations of PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research will begin shortly. I request all the audience to kindly be seated and keep your mobile phones in silent mode. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to one and all present here. May I now request the audience to kindly stand up as we invite the chief guest of our occasion, Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, Surgical Gastroenterologist, Chairman and Chief Surgeon, Lifeline Group of Hospitals, Chennai, our distinguished alumni, the Managing Trustee, Shri L. Gopalakrishnan, our principal, Dr. T.M. Subbarao, and Dr. G. Sumitra, Vice Principal, Professor of Biochemistry, to occupy their positions on the dais. Thank you. You may all please be seated now. The Foundation Day is one of the Institute's most memorable days, akin to a birth anniversary. The Institute has nurtured many young boys and girls who have now risen to become shining stars for everyone to behold. Hence, there is no better way to celebrate this Foundation Day than to recognize its alumni and showcase their accomplishments. The alma mater is proud of them and counts its blessings through their successes. There can be no better way to begin this program than by seeking God's blessings through a prayer song. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you all to kindly stand up for the prayer. I invite Ms. Ramya and Ms. Varsha to kindly render the prayer song.
பலகாலம் உனை பணிந்தேன் பதமலர் தந்திட கூடாதா கணநாதா கணநாதா காத்திட வந்தாலாகாதா உன் சுழி போட்டு தொடங்கியதை ஒரு குறையின்றி முடிப்பவனே உன் சுழி போட்டு தொடங்கியதை ஒரு குறையின்றி முடிப்பவனே என் செயலாவது ஏதுமில்லை எல்லாம் நீ என்று வேறு இல்லை கணநாதா கணநாதா காத்திட வந்தாலாகாதா மானை போல குரவள்ளி மனதை மயக்கிய முருகனுக்கு மானை போல குரவள்ளி மனதை மயக்கிய முருகனுக்கு யானை உறவில் உதவி செய்தான் யானும் அழைத்தால் வருவாயா கணநாதா கணநாதா காத்திட வந்தாலாகாதா பல காலம் உனை பணிந்தேன் பதமலர் தந்திட கூடாதா கணநாதா கணநாதா காத்திட வந்தாலாகாதா.
Thank you, Ramya and Varsha, for the soulful rendition. Kindly be seated. The principal of any academic institute serves to provide leadership, direction, and coordination. May I now invite our principal, Dr. T.M. Subbarao, to kindly welcome the august gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, Surgical Gastroenterologist, Chairman and Chief Surgeon at Lifeline Group of Hospitals, Kiel Park, Chennai, the esteemed chief guest of this occasion. Sri L. Gopalakrishnan, the Managing Trustee of PSG and Sons Charities. Sri G.R. Karthikeyan, Chairman of the Trust Board. Distinguished Alumnus Awardees for the year 2024. Heads of institutions, faculty, staff, students, and all of our guests, a warm welcome to the Foundation Day celebrations of PSG Institute of Medical Science and Research, Coimbatore. It is my privilege and a great pleasure to welcome you all on this august occasion today. A charitable trust aims to accomplish a substantial social benefit for the public. PSG and Sons Charities Trust embarked on this mission 98 years ago with the singular aim of nation building by supporting education and providing opportunities for entrepreneurial thought process. That vision has been bearing fruit for the past 50 years. The alumni of the PSG institutions contribute to nation building and are also the ambassadors of the excellent work of the Charities Trust through its various institutions. PSG Institute of Medical Science and Research was established on September 30, 1985. Hence, we celebrate this day as our Foundation Day. We began with 100 MBBS admissions and increased to 150 in the year 2009. Since 2020, the annual intake has risen to 250, the maximum permitted by the National Medical Commission. We offer post-graduation, the MD and MS programs in all disciplines, and we also offer the DM programs in 4 disciplines. And apart from this, we also offer postdoctoral certificate programs offered by registered associations of subspecialties. We also offer 10 BSc honors and 3 MSc programs in allied health sciences. We are very proud to inform you that according to the National Institute's ranking framework, our institute has ranked among the top 50 medical colleges in the country for 4 consecutive years. And it is thanks to the efforts of everyone present here. Today, it is a proud moment for all of us as we acknowledge and celebrate our alumni for their professional achievements, community service, and innovation. Today's awardees are exceptional and path-breaking. Their current reputation and achievements are the reasons for their success today. We also see great potential in the future, bringing further glory and honor to the alma mater and vindicating the founding principles of the PSG and Sons Charities. We are honored by the presence of Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, a surgical gastroenterologist, chairman and chief surgeon at Lifeline Group of Hospitals, Kilpak, Chennai, for his kind presence and acceptance to be the chief guest of this momentous event. We wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Rajkumar. Thank you. I'm delighted to welcome all of our distinguished alumnus awardees for the year 2024. Dr. Urmila Soman, lead consultant, minimally invasive gynecology, Apollo Adlex Hospital, Cochin, an alumnus of the 1988 batch. We warmly welcome you, madam. Dr. M. Malarvidi, Professor and Head, Department of Medical Gastroenterology, Kilpak Medical College, Chennai, belonging to the class of 1989. We welcome you, madam. Dr. M. Ganesh, Surgical Gastroenterologist and Chairman, SG Gastrocare, Coimbatore, a 1991 batch alumnus. Hearty welcome to you, Dr. Ganesh. Dr. Saravana Kumar S., Senior and Lead Consultant, Department of Obesity and Diabetic Center, GEM Hospitals, Coimbatore, alumnus of the 1992 batch. Welcome you, Dr. Saravana Kumar. Thank you. I sincerely welcome Sri L. Gopalakrishnan, our Managing Trustee. Your esteemed leadership and commitment have always inspired us, sir. Welcome. I warmly welcome Sri G.R. Karthikeyan, Chairman of the PSG Trust Board. We are privileged to have you with us today, sir. I welcome all the PSG and Sons Charities board members and the PSG family members. I'm glad to welcome all the heads of institutions, administrators, heads of departments, faculty, staff, and students of all the PSG institutions. I welcome the awardees' families, their batchmates, and all of our special invitees. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on to the next segment of this function, I wish you all a splendid and memorable day ahead. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. PSG and Sons Charities Trust is a public charitable trust established in 1926. It is the fifth brother of the PSG and Sons families. It has taken education to unimaginable heights, adding fame and glory to the land of Coimbatore. I now invite Shri L. Gopalakrishnan, Managing Trustee, PSG and Sons Charities Trust, to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning, everyone. The distinguished chief guest of the day, Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, surgical gastroenterologist, chairman and chief surgeon, Lifeline Group of Hospitals, Chennai, chairman of the trust board, Sri G.R. Karthikeyan, members of the PSG family, the heads of institutions and heads of departments, distinguished alumnus awardees for 2024, heads of institutions, faculty, staff, students, and ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. PSG and Sons Charities was established in the year 1926, the prime purpose of which was to provide education to this region and job opportunities for people of this region. The very first school adopted by the charities, the Sarvajana Higher Secondary School, has now completed 100 years, and the service and its centenary celebrations are in progress. Every year on the 25th of January marks the foundation day of the trust. We used to honor one alumni from each of these institutions during the Distinguished Alumni Award. And now we have adopted a new system whereby we can honor in each of these institutions. So more number of alumni can be honored, and the number of institutions have also increased in number, so we have separate foundation day in each of these institutions. It was decided that each institute would identify its most distinguished alumni and honor them on the foundation day. PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research was founded on September 30th, 1985. Hence, this institute's foundation day celebrations are with this new outlook. The seeds of healthcare at PSG were sown long before the establishment of the medical college. In 1975, the PSG Rural Health Center was launched, marking the beginning of PSG's healthcare mission. Located at Vedavati village, this center swiftly generated recognition for its outstanding contributions to improving the quality of local residents. The early success of this initiative was a precursor to the Institute's expansion into medical education and healthcare services. The PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research was established in 1985 when Sri G. Vardharaj was the managing trustee. With limited experience in the healthcare sector, Sri G. Vardharaj made a bold and visionary decision to establish a medical school. This courageous leap would lay the foundation for one of the region's most respected medical institutions. As the principal mentioned, we are ranked 41 in All India ranking. When PSG IMSR was established, it could admit only 100 MBBS students annually. Over the years, the college's intake capacity has grown significantly. In 2009, MBBS admissions were increased to 150, and in 2019, it was allowed to admit 250 students, which is now the intake. Postgraduate education at PSG IMSR has also expanded steadily. Today, the institution offers postgraduate courses in nearly all broad specialities. The Trust recognizes the role of alumni in shaping society and fostering network and leadership. We have luminous alumni who are entrepreneurs, scientists, bureaucrats, police officials, heads of institutions and departments, movie directors and actors, musicians, cinematographers, politicians, and of course lifesavers from this institution. Alumni are valuable resources for educational institutions, and events such as these bring in sense of belonging and loyalty, leading to more robust alumni networks. Alumni have been giving back to the alma mater in such ways as scholarships, research grants, mentorship, job opportunities, etc. We are delighted to see our alumni in prominent societal positions and returning to alma mater to recruit new students from our institutes. We value their career networking. We continue to benefit from their expertise and support. When I read about our alumni achievements, I'm happy to see the tremendous strides they have made in their disciplines. They have already received various honors through their societies and organizations. We are confident that the success of our alumni enhances institution reputation and impact in the medical field. One main objective of such awards to alumni is to inspire our students to work hard and to excel in their chosen specialties like the awardees have done. I would like to appreciate all the teaching and non-teaching staff headed by the principals and administrative heads who are assembled here for the outstanding efforts to maintain standards. Keep up the standards PSG is known for. I congratulate all the distinguished alumni awardees for this year. We are happy that we have an outstanding chief guest to do the honors. Congratulations and best wishes to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the most critical moment of this function, honoring our distinguished alumni by our distinguished chief guest of the occasion. Before we get there, I deem it a privilege to introduce our chief guest to this impressive audience. Dr. J.S. Rajkumar is a distinguished surgeon and academician with a stellar record of achievements. A state ranker in his matriculation and pre-university exams, he set a national record by earning 32 gold medals during his MBBS at Madras Medical College. He completed his postgraduate degree in general surgery from Madras Medical College, adding several prestigious accolades, including a national gold medal in DIPNB and an FRCS from Glasgow, Ireland, London, and Edinburgh. As a pioneer in laparoscopic and robotic surgery, Dr. Rajkumar was a key figure in India's first liver transplant and was the first in India and the second in the world to perform Google Glass surgery. He has also authored over 100 research papers and co-authored multiple medical textbooks demonstrating his deep commitment to advancing surgical science. In addition, his role as an examiner to the Royal College of Surgeons and his mentorship in CMR robotic surgery across 14 countries showcases his global influence in his medical field. Beyond medicine, Dr. Rajkumar is an accomplished entrepreneur and philanthropist. He founded Lifeline Hospitals with branches in Chennai, Dubai, and Zanzibar, and he also chairs Truster, an AI healthcare company. His dedication to social causes is evident through his leadership of the Dr. Rajaratnam Medical and Educational Foundation, offering subsidized treatments for cancer and HIV patients, and also conducting free breast cancer screening camps. Outside his professional life, he is also a man of many talents. Excelling in sports, music, and literature, he has authored several books on history and poetry as well. His passion for life, combined with his immense contributions to medicine and society, makes him a truly remarkable individual. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our chief guest, Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, who will deliver the chief guest address now.
Good morning, Coimbatore. Everybody's okay? Right, so I want to start by telling you guys that I have been blamed of being many things in my life, but I'm unable to be boring. So over the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes, especially the youngsters, if you lend me your ears, as Shakespeare said, I will hopefully change a lot of things inside your head. I have not come here to deliver some robotic surgery talk or a laparoscopic surgery talk, so you guys can all relax for a start. I want to start by saying it's been a fabulous experience so far. I must first of all thank the man who actually brought me here, my batchmate, good friend, Dr. J.S., as we used to call him, J.S. Bhubaneswaran, who is instrumental in bringing me here. Dr. Subbarao, who's been so terrific in coordinating everything. I know it's boring to hear all these things, but we need to say it because a lot of work has gone into this. The trustee, managing trustee, Mr. Gopalakrishnan, with whom it's been such a pleasure to interact over the last hour. Mr. Karthikeyan, the director of the trust. You know, we come from Tamil Nadu, where in the political arena especially, there'll be one chair and all the other people will be standing and one political leader will be sitting. That's the background. And here you have the senior people in the front row who don't squabble for a seat or for a chair on the stage. Sir, may your tribe increase, Mr. Karthikeyan. And also 4 very distinguished people here, my juniors from the field, starting from Dr. Malarvari, very accomplished lady. You're all going to hear about her. Dr. Ganesh on this side, Dr. Saramana Kumar is here, and Dr. Urmila, whom I got to meet. I didn't get to interact much with the pretty vice principal, ma'am. Everybody remember that you're there. All right, so let's get started. Now, what I wanted to tell you is, now I go to many colleges and speak to students. We've done 3 lakh students in Tamil Nadu so far. And I find very often the girls are very focused. The girls are staring at the stage. The boys are staring at the girls. So I don't want that to happen here. I want both sides to stay focused here, because what I'm going to tell you over the next 20 minutes will surely change your life. Subramania Bharatiya, one of my icons, famously said, "Yanadu pena ஒரு மந்திரக்கோல், எனது ஒவ்வொரு சொல்லும் ஒரு மந்திரம்." It is through words that you either read or that you hear that things change. Neural circuitry changes in our heads, and heroes are born. Empires are defined by words. Even if those of you who are Christians, if you read the Bible, it will say, in the beginning there was the Word, and then there was the God. So the words I'm going to tell you, very important. So my first set of words, what makes the PSG Foundation so iconic? If all those who are here in the auditorium simply dwell on this, we will create a few heroes. I'm not interested in creating doctors. That's a dime a dozen. We can create a doctor. You give me a monkey, I'll make a monkey to do a gallbladder. We want heroes. And the Sangakara Tamil Veerargal Mari. I am interested in creating heroes, and many of you will go back as heroes. So coming back to PSG, in 1926, a man says, "No, there are 4 of you brothers, my sons, but think, hereafter, whatever you do, set aside some of your wealth for the 5th brother." And this concept of the 5th brother, ever since I got that book here, Dr. Bhubaneswar gave me that book, it's been going on in my head. You know, thinking, why can't more people think like these guys? That you set aside some. So now, I'm going to take you on a journey from Sangha Tamil through Upanishads and a little bit of Patanjali as well, because this is some of my reading. So if you go back to Sangha Tamil, Paramolila vandu avayar kitta yaro ketanga, why do people do things like PSG? Directly they didn't ask PSG to avayar, but why do some people do good things and some people don't do good things? ஒருத்தன் என்ன பண்ணுறான், அவன் காசோடு எவ்வளவு நம்ம சமுதாயத்துக்கு பண்ணுமோ அதை பற்றி நினைக்கிறான். இன்னொருத்தன் என்ன பண்ணுறான், நான் 5000 கோடிக்கு ஒரு கல்யாணத்தை நடத்தி எல்லாருக்கிட்டும் நான் ஜல்சா காட்டுவேங்கிறான். See the difference. So what makes one? Go back to Paramoli, and she says, சித்திரமும் கைப்பழக்கம், செந்தமிழும் நாப்பழக்கம். அதே போல் நீங்கள் வகுத்து படித்தா அது வந்து மனப்பழக்கம். நித்தம் நடை, டெய்லி நீ உன் கேரக்டரை டெவலப் பண்ணிகிட்டே இருந்தால் இட் பிகம்ஸ் அ கேரக்டர். நித்தம் நடை நடைப்பழக்கம். But she doesn't say but there's a big ஆனால். 3 things you cannot get by simply practice. It has got to come in your genes. And they are natpu, natpum, dayayum. Daya is feeling compassion. Kodayum, piravi gunamam. சொன்னாங்க தமிழ் மூதாட்டி ஔவையார். நட்பு, தயை, feeling compassion, mercy, and kodai, where that compassion undergoes a translation into doing an act of charity or setting aside. Big jump. You can't train a monkey, hey, feel bad for this guy, hey, feel bad for this guy. That monkey will only think about earning more money and having a bigger wedding for the next child. So, natpum, dayayum, kodayum, viravi gunama. And I believe that many things are inherited through our genes. I would speak for a longer while in this context about how one gets a karmic debt. ஆனால் டக்குன்னு பிடிச்சி ஜெயிலில் போட்டுருவாங்க கர்மாவை பற்றியெல்லாம் பேசினா. நம்ம ஈஸ்வரனை பற்றி பேசினாலும் சரி, மகாவிஷ்ணுவை பேசினாலும் சரி, it may be a bad thing, so I'm not going to talk about it, but just to say that these things are inherited. And if you go to Shakespeare, in Merchant of Venice, Portia will say, mercy, the quality of mercy is not straineth. Straineth means trained. It falls naturally like manna. Manna is nectar from the heavens. It is twice blessed. It blesses those who give and it blesses those who takes. That is the kind of blessings that have been abundant in the manufacturing and the functioning of this PSG Foundation, which I'm so happy to participate in the Foundation Day. Nothing can be forced. You cannot force somebody to think compassionately. He can act. He can't think and he can't do. So I think it's wonderful what they're doing. Now, why is this so relevant to all these young kids? I feel I'm speaking to my children. Because this is an age of selfishness. மூணாவது நூற்றாண்டில் போய் ஒரு பையனை கேட்டு நீ என்ன மாதிரி ஆளாக இருக்கணும்னா, ஒரு அம்மா கிட்ட போய் என்ன மாதிரி அம்மாவாக இருக்கணும்னா, it's a beautiful by Nachina Killayar saying, one lady, 3 weeks ago, her father has died in war. Previous day, her husband has died in war. And yet, when she hears the drums of war, she takes her son, who's barely 12, combs his hair with oil, கையில் ஒரு வேலை கொடுத்து முகத்தை திருப்பி போடா போர்க்களத்துக்குன்னு சொல்கிற தாய் போல் நான் இருக்கணும்னு நினச்ச தாய்கள் இருந்தாங்க நமது சங்க தமிழில். இந்த காலத்தில் you ask, most unfortunately we live in a very selfish age. they தான் go to a temple, என் பொண்ணுக்கு எப்படியாவது கல்யாணம் ஆகி மாப்பிள்ளை வந்து கலிஃபோர்னியாவில் வந்து ஒரு நல்ல ஐடி ஜாப் இருக்கணும், பையனுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல பொண்ணு கிடைக்கணும், ஒரு நல்ல வேலை கிடைக்கணும், அவ்வளோதான். எவனாவது வந்து புல்டோசரில் வந்து இந்த கோயில் இடிப்பானுங்க. நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிற இன்னொரு கோயிலுக்கு போய் நம்ம என் பொண்ணுக்கு திருப்பி கல்யாணம் வேணும், எனக்கு பையனுக்கு. the prayer is the same, the site is shifted, அவ்வளோதான். அந்த நீ ப்ரே பண்ண ஐடலை எவ்வளோ இடிச்சிட்டு போனானோ, அந்த வந்து கோயில் இடிச்சிட்டு போனானோன்னு கொஞ்சம் கூட பதைக்காத ஒரு காலகட்டத்தில் நம்ம வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருக்கோம். You boys must and girls must understand there are more things in life than just being selfish and just earning something and going. That anybody can do. You have to do more than that. And we are standing in the midst of icons like Karthikeyan sir and Gopal Krishnan sir and their families who are telling you that நம்ம வந்தோமா நம்ம படித்தோமா போனோமான்னு எவனும் இங்கே இருக்கக்கூடாது. I do not like people to be unaltered cerebrally after listening to me. You need to be altered. You need to soak in this atmosphere that will change you. You go to வள்ளுவர், என்ன அழகாக சொன்னார், நீ வந்து ஒரு ஆண்டவனாக இருக்கணுமா, ரொம்ப ஈஸி. You think out of the circle of I, me, myself. I want all you youngsters, just shut your eyes and think for 5 seconds every day in 24 hours. How many minutes do you think about some starving kid in Ukraine or some kid who's dying in Somalia? Nothing. Is my hairstyle good? 24 hours. The thoughts that go inside. Is that girl looking at me? Am I looking good? Is he taller than me or is he shorter than me? Am I fair? Can I get better looking? Will I get better marks? Will I? இதே தான் நானே. கொஞ்சம் வயசாகிட்டப்பறம் என் பையன் இதே தான், என் பொண்ணுக்கு கல்யாணம் ஆகுமா, என் பையனுக்கு வேலை கிடைக்குமா, இதே தான் round and round and round. We live in a world infested with thoughts of I, me, mine. 2000 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னால் வள்ளுவர் சொன்னார், யான் எனது என்ற செருக்கை அறுப்பான். Can you cut those bonds? வானோருக்கு மேல் வைக்கப்படும் சொன்னார் வள்ளுவர். You will be kept as a god. All you need to do is to spend a few minutes thinking outside your hairstyle. or who's looking at you or what marks you're getting. And yet, we are unable to do this. Again, I'm saying in this auditorium, you have living proof of people who have shown that you can think beyond you yourself. 1926, he could have said, buy some more stock. He could have said, buy some more land. A man thought differently. And you boys and girls must take in that inherent greatness in that seed of selflessness which Valdavar talked about. And these will come back and help you. About 2-3 months ago, I got a call from somebody who's an atomic physicist, okay, in Oslo. And he's got the typical beautiful Sri Lankan accent. Idai kandal payam, idai kandalam payam. And the Kabali, Tenali accent, he rang up and said, Ninga enakku operation seidhirgal. Eppa operation 1996, we used to go and do these free surgical camps for our Indian people, Tamil people who are working in the tea estates, along with Mr. Tondama. So for them it is a political move, for us it is a social move. We used to go and do thousands of patients and do free work and operate upon them and come. So I remember operating on this huge dyshormonogenetic goiter. Those of you will understand the Pendred syndrome, a huge dyshormonogenetic goiter. We were operating on all these children in schoolroom with just very basic anesthesia. Barely any material to keep around, and the gloves were a paper we used to keep and just make a hole in it. And we were doing thyroids and breast lumps and a lot of stuff. And fortunately, we didn't even have one death. I've operated on this boy, and post-operatively he had some edema, huge edema, and we had to give him steroids, and overnight he became all right. He remembered that, and he rang me, he tracked me down, and he rang me. I said, you want anything? He said, no, I just wanted to say thanks. Boom, thank you. So he kept, and I felt a happiness that I did not get when I got so many medals, or we recently developed hospitals into Hyderabad, Nandyal, Bangalore, Pune, etc. அப்போ வந்து என்ன பந்தா காட்டலாம் எனக்கு ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் 5-6 இடத்துல இருக்குது அவ்வளோதான் 2 நிமிஷம் போயிடும் பட் இந்த பையனுடைய ஒரு ஃபோன் கால் வந்து பையன் இஸ் நவ் அ grown man, it is still lingering in my head, and that is what I believe the founders of PSG, the PSG Foundation are getting every second in their lives. And in some ways I'm very envious of you for that. It's wonderful. And you boys, you should not think, can I also study inside PSG and escape and then go and live a normal life? You should think, let me create a tiny foundation somewhere. And this is a very good concept. Robin Sharma writes about it. It is called paying forward. And even now, though since I'm politically active, every day we get people jobs. We get people some legal problem, police problem, jobs. And I tell everybody the same thing. Sir, I've never taken $1 from anybody. I tell them, you do for somebody else. And you youngsters who are here, who are enjoying this beautiful auditorium, the facilities, the education of PSG, you should go out and do something for society. Now, why I'm talking about this is we are also living in an age of skepticism in social media. Nobody believes anybody anymore. I think Dr. Sarunakumar knows, especially unfortunately in the medical field, there's a lot of it. If somebody does something good, he's done on camp running mata. No, I think he's trying for next time ASA election, he's putting weather podra. And you can spot these skeptical people. They will look very, very old. People like us, we're all mid-60s, still prancing around like kids, because we don't have that dirt. அழுக்காறு அவா வெகுளி இன்னாச்சொல் இவை நான்கும் இழுக்காது என்றது அறம். என்ன அறம்னு கேட்டாங்க. இந்த ட்ரஸ்ட், if you ask me, அறத்துக்கு வந்து ஒரு மைய பொருளாக இருக்குது இந்த PSG ஃபவுண்டேஷன். அறம்னா என்ன? அழுக்காறு. what a beautiful சங்க தமிழ் வேர்ட். உன்னோட வெள்ளம் வந்து வெள்ளையா இருக்கு உன்னோட மனசு, அதுல வந்து அழுக்கா ஒரு ஆறு ஓடுதான், ஒரு dirty stream. What can that be? Jealousy. And that is there in every one of us. Unfortunately, a lot of that in the medical field. I'm sure the people who are getting the awards here will nod their heads. அழுக்காறு, அது நமக்கு வேணவே வேணும். வயசாயிடும் அழுக்காறு இருந்துச்சு. அவா பேராசை, 10,000 ஏக்கர் வாங்கிட்டானா இன்னும் ஒரு 4 ஏக்கர் பக்கத்தில் ஒருத்தர் இருந்தால் அவனையும் அடித்து தூக்கு, இல்லைன்னா ரவுடி அனுப்பு. அழுக்காறு அவா வெகுளி தேவையில்லாத கோபம் இன்னாச்சொல். அந்த கோயம்புத்தூருக்கு இன்னாச்சொல்லுக்கு சம்மந்தமே இல்லை. வந்தலே அது சாப்பிட்டீங்களாங்க, அதை கேட்குறதும் அது பேசுகிறதுமே மயக்கிடுறீங்கப்பா கோயம்புத்தூரில் எல்லாரும். ஃப்ரம் த டிரைவர் அப்படி இது எடுத்துகிட்டு வரட்டுமாங்க இன்னும் கேட்டால் என்னமோ நீங்கள் இன்னொரு பொண்ணு கட்டிக்கிறீங்களாங்க கேட்குற மாதிரி இருக்குது. அவ்வளோ அன்போடு கேட்குறாங்க. என்னடா அது, நம்ம வந்து சென்னையில் வந்தோம், உட்காருங்க சொல்லுவேன், டக்குந்து நஸ்கி பூச்சி லூசா இது மாதிரி பேசுகிற ஒரு இடத்துலேருந்து வந்து கோயம்புத்தூர் பாஷை. ஸோ ஐ திங்க் பிஎஸ்டி ஃபவுண்டேஷன் ஸ்டாண்ட்ஸ் ஃபார் அழுக்காறு அவா அண்ட் வெகுளி அண்ட் இன்னா சொல் இல்லாத ஒரு நிலைமை ஒவ்வொருத்தராலையும் அடைய முடியும் என்று சொல்கிறாரு திருக்குறளில். எவ்ரி ஒன் கேன் கெட் இட். கொங்கில் உங்களுக்கு ஈஸியாக போயிடுச்சுன்னா 4ல் 1 ஆல்ரெடி ஆட்டோமேட்டிக், பாக்கி 3 தான் நீங்கள் யூ மஸ்ட் ஆல் ட்ரை. ஸோ ஐ திங்க் தெர் இஸ் அ லாட் ஆஃப் skepticism and I want to tell all you youngsters, when you say you want to give your first blood donation, there will be people who will smile at you. You know, in the Bible it says, spare time I read the Quran in the Bible, it will say you can spot Satan by the smile. ஒரு நல்ல விஷயம் சொன்னால் 100 பேர் சீரியஸாக ஒருத்தர் வந்து இவனுக்கு தெரியும்டா இதுக்காக சொல்கிறான், that is the seed of Satan. So when people say that to you, continue doing your good work. And that's why I'm here to tell you that you may not create a foundation as big as PSG Foundation, but when you do good, there'll be 2 fellows who smile. How do you deal with these guys? அதுக்கு நீங்கள் ராமேஸ்வரத்துக்கு போகணும். ராமேஸ்வரத்துக்கு போனால் அங்கே வந்து ஈஸ்வரன் பக்கத்தில் பதஞ்சலி அவருடைய உரையிடம் இருக்கும். ஜீவ சமாதி அடைஞ்சார் பதஞ்சலி, the founder of yoga. One of the most classic books is called the Yoga Sutra. 196 sutras or lines. Whole of the world is inside that. How to live long, everything. It's like திருமந்திரம் மாதிரி. அதில் வந்து ரொம்ப அழகான ஒரு சூத்ரா, ஒரு யோக சூத்ரா இருக்குது. யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் who are growing up, how do you deal with people? பியூட்டிஃபுல்லாக சொல்கிறாரு. எல்லா மனிதர்களும் they will be in one of 4 states. சுக ஹாப்பியாக இருக்கலாம், துக்க சேடாக இருக்கலாம், புண்ணியா பிஎஸ்ஜி ஃபவுண்டேஷன் மாதிரி நல்லது பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்காங்க, அப்புண்ணியா கெட்டது பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. நிறைய அரசியல்வாதிகள் மாதிரி இந்த 4 தான், சுக துக்க punya apunya. Okay, so everybody whom you come across in life will be in one of these 4 states. Patanjali 2000 years ago tells you how you should respond to these 4 states. Isn't beautiful? Sukha va maitri. Maitri means show your friendship to a guy who is happy. Happy irukriya, enjoy machi nu solli தட்டிட்டு போயிட்டே இரு. மைத்ரி. துக்கத்துல ஒருத்தர் இருக்கனா கருணையை கொஞ்சம் காட்டு. மைத்ரி கருணா என்ன அழகாக சொல்லியிருக்கார். துக்கத்தில் இருக்கிறவனை பார்த்தாலே நீ வந்து யூ ஷோ தட் யூ ஆர் ஃபீலிங் பேட் ஃபார் ஹிம். தட்ஸ் ஆல். தட் இஸ் கால்ட் மைத்ரி, ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஷிப். கருணா. மோதித பேக்ஷணா. மோதித மீன்ஸ் மோட்டிவேட். 3வது புண்ணியம் பண்ணுற ஒரு ஃபவுண்டேஷன். அது கேன் பி ஹியூஜ் ஃபவுண்டேஷன் லைக் பிஎஸ்ஜி. இட் கேன் பி அ ஸ்மால் ஃபவுண்டேஷன், 5 people getting together in your colony. Motivate them. Motivate them. மோதித ஏன்னா புண்ணியம் பண்ணுறான். கடைசியில் அப்புண்ணியம் பண்ணுறான்ல, அவர் சொல்கிறா உபேக்ஷணம். உபேக்ஷணம் மீன்ஸ் இக்னோர். மை அட்வைஸ் டு ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ இஸ் practice upekshanam or ignoring those people who flash derisive smiles at you. Ignore the people who say, I know why he's doing it. He's trying because he is standing for PSG union. General Secretary நிற்க போகிறான், அதனால தான் நல்லது பண்ணுறான். 4 பேர் அது மாதிரி பண்ணுவாங்க. புண்ணியம் பண்ணால் அப்புண்ணியம் பண்ணவனு இருப்பான். Show upekshanam, a total ignorance towards them. And these are the bhavanas that you must keep in your chittam. Bhavana chittaha. உங்கள் சித்தத்தை மனசுக்குள்ளே வச்சுக்கோன்னு சொல்கிறாரு பதஞ்சலி. ஸோ இந்த ப்ராசஸ் ஆஃப் டூயிங் குட் we will be stopped because we are living in the age of Kali. புவனேஸ்வரன் சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தார் ரொம்ப அழகாக. எப்படி அந்த காலத்து ஒரு பாட்டில் கூட கலியுகத்தில் என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணுவாங்க சொல்லியிருக்கேன். If you go to Atharva Veda, Kaliyugam, it says you have a big white wall and one small black dot. When you can start seeing only the black dot, Kaliyugam is here. You will do a 500 good things. One thing will be out of order. தெரியுமா அப்படி பண்ணாண்டா வாங்க. ஏன்னா we are living in Kaliyugam. That is the spirit of the times, and that way you boys are all growing up into a difficult time. You have to practice this mind purification. Yoga Sutra mentions Maitri Karuna, Modita Upekshana as the highest form of tools of mind purification so that we are able to deal with the people around us. Right, I was telling you I want boys and girls here to become heroes. So what does it take to be a hero? Again, I'm taking you back 2100 years ago. என்னடா இவர் ஜுராசிக் பார்க் காட்ட போகிறான்னு நினைக்காதீங்க. 2100 years ago ஒரு பியூட்டிஃபுல் ஸ்மார்ட் மதுரை பேஸ்ட் கிங் இருந்தானா, அவன் பேர் இளம் வழுதி. He used to write poetry and he used to go and fight sometimes at the same time. So he went on a major naval expedition. அந்த காலத்தை போயிருக்காங்க பாருங்க. And he died. So புறநானூரில் every one of you must read புறநானூறு திருக்குறள் இது ரெண்டு and Bhagavad Gita you add on, every ordinary man will become Superman. The man Superman ஆகுதுன்னா I'll go put my underwear on top of my trousers then I'll become Superman நினைக்காதீங்க. புறநானூறு திருக்குறள் படித்தா you Superman ஆகிடுங்க. கடனுள் மாய்ந்த இளம் வழுதி என்கிற மதுரையில் இருந்த ஒரு பாண்டிய ராஜா, பியூட்டிஃபுல் 6 lines he writes about who Tamilar were. You know, Tamilar is a broader, I always say, never isolate yourself to a region. Love your language. The whole Bharata, Akhanda Bharatam is ours. So, Undal Amma Ulagam எழுதினார் அந்த ராஜா. போறாரு naval expedition and he died. Last piece of poetry he wrote. Why does the world go around? Because of a few people. I mentioned that because when I read and read and read about the kind of things that PSG people are doing. இப்போ கூட அவர் வந்து கோபாலகிருஷ்ணன் சார் பேசும்போது you're so happy when you see the alumni doing so well. Karthikeyan sir was saying you're so happy the boys are creating. Normally you do expect people பத்தியா இங்கே படிச்சுட்டு போய் இன்னொன்று போட்டான் பாரு வாங்க இங்கே உல்டா. And I really believe that the world goes around because of people like them and people like Warren Buffett, who when he was the second richest man in the world, what did Warren Buffett do? He took 85% of his wealth, 85% of his wealth, created a foundation and gave it to the richest man in the world, namely Bill Gates. Number 2, gave 85% of his wealth to number 1 because he said, I'm old, Gates is young, he and his wife are doing a lot of work and he gave it to them. That is the kind of spirit. There's a PSG foundation spirit which கடலில் மாய்ந்த இளம்பழி wrote about. உண்டால அம்மா இவ்வுலகம், இதனால தான் அந்த உலகம் சுத்திட்டு இருக்கு, நம்ம எல்லாம் வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருக்கோம். ஏன் சொல்றாரு, இந்திரன் வந்து அமிர்தம் இயைந்தாலும், இந்திரன் வந்து இம்மார்டாலிட்டி நெக்டர் வந்து கொடுக்குறாராம். தமியர் என கொண்டலும் இளரே, தனியா யாரும் இல்லை, இது இனிப்பா இருக்கு இந்த அமிர்தம், நான் தனியா நக்கி சாப்பிட்றேன்னு சொல்ல மாட்டான் தமிழன், பகிர்ந்து சாப்பிடும். இதான் பாரதியார் சொன்னார், காக்கை போல் பகிர்ந்து உண்கன்னார் பாரதியார். So he will always share his joy with everybody. That is a typical of Sangha Tamilan. When we talk about Sangha Tamilan, it's a whole South India came under them. Then he says, துஞ்சிலர் சோம்பலே இருக்க மாட்டாங்க, முனிவிலர் தேவையில்லாம கோச்சிக்க மாட்டாங்க, புகழ் எனின் உயிரையும் கொடுக்குவர், உயிரையும் கொடுப்பாங்க சரியான புகழுக்கு. ஆனா பழியனின், ஒரு கெட்ட பழி நம்ம மேல வந்துச்சுன்னா, பழியனின் உலகமே கிடைத்தாலும் கொள்ளில, இந்த பழியோட உலகம் வந்தா கூட எனக்கு வேணாம்ப்பா, அந்த பழி எனக்கு உலகம் வேணாம்ப்பா. This is the spirit of true heroes. And the last part of the poem they says, தனக்கு முயலா நோன் தாள், நோன்னா வலிமையான, தாள்னா கால்கள், the legs that do not work hard only for himself but work for the uplift of other people in society. And because of people like this, the world goes around. தனக்கு முயலா நோன் தாள் பிறர்க்கு முயல்வார் உண்மைதானே என்று சொல்லி முடித்தாரு 2100 years ago. And that really should be taught almost like a syllabus to all of you and say, I want to create heroes who say, look, I'll work for society, I'll work for other people, not only for myself to add one more zero or to do one more piles case. What is going to happen at the end of your life? You've done another 5,000 piles cases, that's all. Nobody is going to give you Paramir Chakra. But if you work towards society, there is so much more you can do. Now, talking about what a foundation can do. Night before last, 28th night, I was in Dubai getting the APJ Abdul Kalam Award from Kalam sir's brother Zainuddin and his family. I was very honored to get it, the Dubai Tamil Sangam. But I was reminiscing on stage the same thing that when I met Kalam sir in 2004, when he was president, I asked Dr. Abdul Kalam, sir, what would you like to tell us, doctors? And he said something that all you youngsters must hear. He said, yeah, I'm writing in my book. He was writing a couple of books at that time. But he was saying, the event that changed his life was, they were making the SLV-2, the launch vehicle, satellite launch vehicle. It has to go against G, the gravity of the earth. So they were working on an alloy to make it as light as possible to take off. So they got a beryllium-based alloy to allow it to take off. That happened in the morning. He came in the afternoon or evening to Hyderabad, and there one of the doctors took him around a cancer unit. PSG started an Institute of Oncology, which is a wonderful thing. They took him around an oncology unit where little boys, pediatric oncology, little boys for osteosarcoma had amputations. They were walking around with wooden legs which are very heavy. Boy would weight 15 kg, leg would weight 3 or 4 kg. Nearly one fourth or 1/5 of his weight was the artificial leg. And you know, little boys, they like to run, cycle, shout. They don't care whether they've got cancer or not. But these boys are not able to do it. See the man's thinking. That's the thinking we should get into, you boys. They couldn't drag those heavy prostheses around. Dr. Abdul Kalam thought, hey, we're pushing the satellites up using this. Why can't we use that? Within a month, using that same beryllium-based alloy, we were able to manufacture prostheses that instead of weighing 3 to 3.5 kilograms, weighed only 300 grams. And those little boys were able to run around and play. And in the process, India is one of the largest exporters of those special prosthetic alloys to multiple countries. So you see, we've helped, there's been compassion. We've helped our country, and we've also increased our export to so many countries. And that is the kind of thinking that all of you, it's okay to Dabadchwe, Sartorius goes from here to here, a femoral artery, it's all important. Think beyond. Have what's called a 360-degree perspective. Can you think for the world? When I spoke to Abdul Kalam, to be very honest, may his soul rest in peace, I did not find him to be very sharp, jumping up and down, nothing. But I found him to have one thing always, admirable thing which every one of us must learn from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. What can I do for my country? Can I use this to help some child in my country? Can I use this to help somewhere? That is the kind of man Dr. Abdul Kalam was, and that is an important thing that I want all of you to take home. Talking final few minutes on this is, again, the same Purananuru that I love, because it shows there was a grammar for existence. There was a grammar for love. There was a grammar for marriage, grammar for war, grammar for death. போருக்கு ஒரு இலக்கணம், மரணத்துக்கு ஒரு இலக்கணம், காதலுக்கு ஒரு இலக்கணம். டேய், நான் இந்த இலக்கணக்குள்ள பாட வேண்டாம் நீ சொல்லி வாழ்ந்தான் நம்ம சங்ககால மனிதன். Somewhere we have lost all that. இப்போ வந்து பாரதியார் அந்த காலத்துல வந்து பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடுன்னு சொன்னது, இப்போ எல்லாம் பாருக்குள்ளே தான் நல்ல நாடா நடந்துகிட்டு இருக்கு. அது மாதிரி வந்துட்டோம். Unfortunately, we need to recapture that essence of the perfect Indian hero, which every one of you can be. And only one person can make you do that. You yourself. You can be 3 foot tall, you can be 10 foot tall, you can be so fat, you can be so thin. It's the mind. If you change that in your mind, அதற்கு தான் பாரதியாரோட மந்திரக்கோலும் அவருடைய சொற்களும் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். You should use that. Then go on from there. I would request one more thing for PSG. In the PSG Institute of Oncology, maybe you should keep the founders, the foundation, the person who said that fifth brother, please keep his photograph. Perisa, I'll tell you why. If you go to Tata Memorial, India's largest cancer hospital, if you go there, every day, Tirupati Prasadam Mari, of course, Laddu Pati na unume sollala, but Tirupati non-vegetarian, Laddu vegetarian classification la varudhu, but I won't talk about it. ஒரு பெரிய queue இருக்கும் திருமலைக்கு நிக்கிற மாதிரி. நான் என்னடா அந்த queue இருக்குன்னு போய் பார்த்தேன். Down there at 97, 99 various conferences, onco. Huge queue. That queue leads up to Jamshedji Tata's படம். அங்கே வெறும் பூவை போட்டுட்டு போவாங்க. இதுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய queue. I think you also do it again here as well, because number one, it will honor the memory of the man who said, let me set aside something for free treatment. Second, there are so many people with so much wealth. In the Kalathila, I have met myself when we're doing our artificial intelligence, 22, 23, 24 guys who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. அவங்களுக்கு இது மாதிரி பண்ணலாம்னு தோணும் சார். And it will be a true tribute to the gentleman. It's my little request that PSG also does the same thing with Naidu sir, put his photograph there and let people come and pay their respects. Other doctors will want to get the same thing. And you will start thinking about becoming noble. Look at the Rig Veda, first chapter, first paragraph. Ano badraha kritvo yantu vishwataha. Let only noble thoughts come into you from all directions. Rubbish. இவன் அவனோட ஓடி போயிட்டா, இவன் மூணாவது கல்யாணம் படிக்கிறான், எதுக்கு அதெல்லாம்? You think noble thoughts, and that thought becomes a habit becomes a character, your character becomes your destiny. As the Chandogya Upanishad says, it will become your destiny. If you keep thinking noble thoughts, nobody can stop you from becoming noble. So, இதுக்கு என்ன திருக்குறளுக்கு வாங்க. எப்படி பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா பிஹெச்டியில் they have got so much of fame for the right reasons, through charity. And my request to every one of you is, remember that in our field, in any bloody field, in any damn field, you can do charity and develop fame through charity. திருக்குறளில் சொல்கிறாரு, 23வது அதிகாரம் திருக்குறள் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா ஈகை, charity. 24வது அதிகாரம் immediately after that புகழ், தோன்றின் புகழோடு தோன்றுக அக்திலாருக்கு தோன்றலின் தோன்றாமை நன்று. immediately after that அவரே சொல்றாரு, ஈகையும் பண்ணுப்பா. அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த ஈகையால வர்ற புகழ், அந்த புகழுக்கு ஒரு அழகான சொல் இருக்கு சங்க தமிழ்ல, அதுக்கு பேர் இசை. சொல்றாரு ஈதல், உன்னோட வேலை என்ன சொல்றாரு புகழ்ல முதல் அந்த அதிகாரம். ஈதல், நீ ஈதல் செய், அதனால ஈதல், இசை பாடுதல். அந்த ஈதல் பண்றதுனால இன்னொருத்தர் உன்னை பத்தி சொல்றாங்க, ஆஹா இவ்வளோ பண்றாங்களே, அது இசை. இந்த ரெண்டு தான் ஊதியம் உயிர்க்குங்கிறது புகழில் வர்ற முதல் குறளே தான். நீங்க வந்து you go back to 23, ஈகே லாஸ்ட் ஒன், பியூட்டிஃபுல் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஆஃப் ஹவு திருக்குறளை டாக்ஸ் அபவுட் ஈதல் எவ்வளோ முக்கியம்னா, வாட் இஸ் த worst thing? Dying with pain. As doctors we see it, we've seen it a million times in our pupils and we've felt very bad. Death. But come he slow or come he fast, 'tis but death who comes at last. John Keats வந்து அடிச்சுட்டு போயிடுவோம். சாதல் போல ஒரு பெயின்ஃபுல் திங் மென்டலி, ஃபிசிக்கலி, இமோஷனலி எதுவுமே இல்லை. ஸோ சொல்றாரு, சாதலின் இன்னாதது இல்லை, சாதல் போல் கஷ்டம் கொடுப்பது எதுவுமே இல்லை, இனிது அதுவும் அப்பேற்பட்ட சாதலே இனிதுப்பா எனக்கு. எப்ப ஈதல் இயையா கடை. ஈதல் இயையா கடைன்னா ஒரு மனிதன் வறியவர் வந்து கேட்குறாங்க, பையா குடியான்னு சொல்றாங்க, அவனுக்கு நம்மளால கொடுக்க முடியல, வேணும், பட் ஐ எம் சோ புவர், ஐ எம் ஸ்டக், ஐ காண்ட் ஹெல்ப் ஹிம் என்கிற ஒரு நிலை. ஈதல் இயையா கடை என்ன ஒரு நிலைனா, அதுக்கு சாதலே இனிதுப்பா எனக்கு என்று சொல்ற அளவுக்கு ஈதலும் ஈதல் மேல நமக்கு இருக்கிற ஒரு கண்ணோட்டமும் அவ்வளோ முக்கியம்னு திருப்பியும் திருப்பியும் வலியுறுத்தி சொல்கிறார் திருக்குறள். So finally I would like to end by requesting the PhD, because I don't want to, George Bernard Shaw famously said, a good talk should be like the length of a skirt worn by a woman. It should be long enough to cover the full subject but short enough to be interesting in it. நான் சொல்லப்பா George Bernard Shaw சொன்னாரு. So I will wind up very quickly by saying that I would like to request the PSG Trust to get involved in two more things which are important. Sir, when you all started, healthcare was very important, education is very important. I have a personal crusade, an agenda to make Tamil Nadu as drug free as possible, one, and two, to ensure that women, our girls who are such a joy and pride of a society, are looked after, women's safety. If there is some way in which the PSG Trust could also address these two issues. வந்து பாரதியாரோட ஆளுங்க என்ன அழகா சொன்னார், அந்த நிமிர்ந்த நன்னடை நேர்கொண்ட பார்வை நிலத்தில் யாருக்கும் மஞ்சா நெறிகளும் அப்படி வாழணும் பெண்கள்னு சொன்னார். நம்ம இந்த காலத்தில் we are subjected to so much of female molestation etc. and I would like the trust, உங்களை போல நல்ல ஜென்மங்கள், நல்ல மரபு அணுக்கள், நல்ல DNA, if you start thinking, PSG start thinking about women's safety. I know that in the PSG campuses such amazingly good, Dr. Rao was telling me about how beautifully female security is ensured and reassured so that the parents feel good. Now I flip another question at you. ஏன் மற்ற காலேஜில் மட்டும் அது மாதிரி சேஃபாக இருக்கக்கூடாதா? பாக்கி தமிழ்நாடு கொஞ்சம் அப்படி பார்க்கலாமே. If anybody can do it, a big trust like PSG can do it. And the other thing is drugs, a war against campus drugs is another thing. Again, your campuses may be free, but I request you, what about so many other campuses in which children are studying? So we should keep our state drug free and women molestation free. I was saying today when we were talking, 51 FIRs are being filed, 51 every hour in India for rape. And the actual number is 91. 40 பேர் பேசி அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு ஸ்டேஷனில் 51 பேருக்கு FIR போடுறாங்க. What sort of a time are we living in? I'm not making a political statement, but you as youngsters who are going to be leading the society, you must start thinking about it today. But we are a very selfish lot. We only think about it when it happens in our house. I want to end with a very, very important poem of Bharadiyar. This is my favorite poem. He said, Don't just live. You can also live. You can do some surgeries. You can do some endoscopies. You can do some deliveries. 4 பேருக்கு சொறி படை சிறங்கு பார்க்கலாம், பார்த்துட்டு அப்படியே போயிடலாம். அப்படியே வாழணும். எவ்வளவோ விஷயம் பண்ணலாம். அப்படி நினச்சிருந்தாருன்னா பிஹெச்டி நாயுடு வந்து வேறு மாதிரி வாழ்ந்துட்டு போயிருந்துருப்பாரு. Why can't we all become a micro PhD நாயுடு? அப்படி நம்ம நினைக்கணும். அதுக்கு பாரதியார் சொன்னார், and I would like all of you to memorize this. He said, do not live like a clown. Do not live like a வேடிக்கை மனிதன். வேடிக்கை மனிதன் என்ன பண்ணுவான்? தேடி சோறு நிதம் தின்று. இங்கே மெஸ்ஸில் ஃப்ரீயாக போடுறாங்க, அங்கே யாராவது சாப்பாடு போடுறாங்க, ஓசி சாப்பாடுன்னு சொல்கிற மாதிரி தேடி சோறு நிதம் தின்று பல சின்ன சின்ன கதைகள் பேசி பிறர் வாட பல செயல்கள் செய்து மனம் வாட துன்பம் மிக உழன்று நரை கூடி கிழப்பருவம் எய்தி பின் கொடுங்கூற்றுக்கு இறை என பின் மாயும் பல வேடிக்கை மனிதர்கள் போல் வீழ்வேன் என நினைத்தாயோன்னு சொன்னார் பாரதியார். 1915 சொன்னார். 1921 he died. அதாவது என்ன? குவிக்லி அண்ட் டெல் யூ, தேடி சோறு நிதம் தின்று. ஐ டோல் யூ, சின்ன சின்ன கதைகள் பேசினா டாக் வாட் இஸ் ரெலவென்ட். ஹவு கேன் வி இன்க்ரீஸ் எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி இன் அவர் கண்ட்ரி? ஹவு கேன் வி do this operation better? Why is this nurse looking at that doctor someone? ஆனால் உனக்கு என்னடா அந்த சின்ன சின்ன கதைகள் பேசி gossip, tabloids. இவர் இப்படி சொன்னார், இவர் கல்யாணம் பண்ணார், 4வது வாட்டி கல்யாணம் பண்ணார், ஜெயம் ரவி பிச்சுக்கிட்டு போனார். அவர் யார் பிச்சுக்கிட்டு போனால் நமக்கு என்ன? நீ டிஷ்யூவை பிச்சுக்கிட்டு போ ஒழுங்கா ஆப்ரேட் பண்ணும்போது. ஸோ பல சின்ன சின்ன கதைகள் பேசுவதை நிப்பாட்டணும். இட்ஸ் அ வேஸ்ட் ஆஃப் டைம். இட்ஸ் அ வேஸ்ட் ஆஃப் டைம். பிறர் வாட பல செயல்கள் செய்து அவனை எப்படி இழுத்து போடுறது, இது நம்ம சில சர்ஜிக்கல் கேஸ்ட்ரோன்ட்ராலஜி ஆளுங்க பண்ணுவாங்க அந்த காலத்தில். டு மேக் ஷூர் தட் somebody else is pulled down. அதெல்லாம் செய்யாமல் மனம் வாடி துன்பமிக உழண்டு. அவனுக்கே மனசில் தெரியும், நான் வாடுற வாழ்க்கையை வந்து ஒரு பிஎஸ்டி மாதிரியோ ஒரு அப்துல் கலாம் மாதிரியோ வாழ்ந்துருக்கலாம், ஆனால் நான் இப்படி வாழ்ந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கேனேன்னு அவனுக்கு தெரியுதான். அப்படியே ஆனால் நரைச்சி போயிடுதான். நரை கூடி கீழே பருவம் எய்தி அப்படியே கீழவன் ஆயிடுறானா. அப்புறம் அந்த பக்கம் வெயிட் பண்ணுறாரே நம்ம கூட்டுறவன், எல்லாரும் அடிச்சுட்டு தூக்கிட்டு போகிறதுக்கு. கொடுங்கூற்றுக்கு இறை. யூ பிகம் அ ப்ரே டு டெத், த கிரேட் லெவலர். கொடுங்கூற்றுக்கு இறை என பின் மாயும். அப்படி போய் சாகணுமா? இது ஒரு வாழ்க்கையா? இன்னும் வாழ்ந்தோம், இன்னும் 4 பேர் பேசணும், இன்னும் சம்பாதிச்சுட்டு போனோம், பசங்களை ஸ்கூலுக்கு அனுப்பணும். அது வந்து your pet is doing all those things. பல வேடிக்கை மனிதர்களைப் போல் வீழ்வேன் என நினைத்தாயோ. 39 வயசில் இறந்து போன பாரதியாரை இன்னைக்கும் 100 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறம் பேசிகிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். தமிழ் இருக்கும் வரை, தமிழன் இருக்கும் வரை, தன் மானம் இருக்கும் வரை வாழ்வார் பாரதியார். He died at 39, but he lived a complete life. You can live a complete life at 39. You don't have to live till 80 and 90 to live a complete life. Ideally, you should live 90 and also do a lot of things. So every one of you here, இந்த அரங்கிலிருந்து வெளியில் போகும்போது there should be no வேடிக்கை மனிதர்கள். Every one of you should be imbued with a sense of purpose that is noble, and the right way for you to start it is today. Not only because today is today, but today is a foundation day where people have shown you over the last 100 years what a bunch of good, noble minds can achieve. Once more, I thank you all for giving me this opportunity. To all of you, thank you. Everybody here in the audience, good luck and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your wisdom and thought-provoking, life-changing words, which I am sure would have kindled a spark in our kids here. We are privileged to have you among us, sir. I now request our Managing Trustee, Sri L. Gopalakrishnan, to honor our chief guest with a memento. Now, it's time for us to honor our distinguished alumni. Can we now please have the AV on our first awardee, Dr. Urmila Soman.
PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, began her medical journey with an MBBS in 1988. She went on to specialize in obstetrics and gynecology, earning her DGO, DNB, and MNAMS from the prestigious Government Medical College, Kottayam. Over the years, Dr. Soman has continued to refine her expertise through advanced training internationally, including specialized training in incontinence in pelvic floor repair in South Korea, gynecological endoscopic surgeries in Germany, and minimally invasive gynecological surgery at the IRCAD Institute in France. A pioneer in robotic gynecological surgery, Dr. Soman became certified by the Society of European Robotic Gynecological Surgery in June 2024. She is India's first gynecologist to complete 100 successful robotic gynecological surgeries within 10 months and has performed over 150 robotic-assisted surgeries within just a year. Moreover, she is the first urogynecologist in India to successfully perform neovaginal construction using robotic surgery. Dr. Soman's contributions to the field of minimally invasive gynecology are not limited to clinical practice. She has authored a chapter on laparoscopic surgery techniques in the ICOG textbook of gynecological endoscopy and has shared her expertise by presenting papers at various national and international conferences. Her career has been adorned with numerous awards, including the prestigious Fogsci Achiever Award for Outstanding Contribution to Obstetrics and Gynecology in 2023 and the KFOG Pacesetter Award in 2024. With over 23 years of experience and more than 8,000 laparoscopic procedures to her credit, Dr. Soman is renowned for her precision, innovation, and unwavering commitment to advancing gynecological care. Currently, she serves as the lead consultant in minimally invasive gynecology at Apollo Adlux Cochin, while continuing her work as a visiting laparoscopic consultant at various hospitals in India and abroad. We are deeply honored to have such an esteemed expert in the field of gynecology, Dr. Urmila Soman, with us today.
I now request Dr. Balu, our alumnus and the Chief Consultant in the Department of Surgical Gastroenterology, to kindly read the scroll of honor.
Good morning. PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Coimbatore, Distinguished Alumnus Award awarded to Dr. Urmila Soman, Lead Consultant, Minimally Invasive Gynecology, Apollo Adlux Hospital, Cochin, for specializing in minimally invasive gynecology, performing over 8,000 laparoscopic procedures, providing consultancy services at various tertiary hospitals in Kerala, for being certified by Society of European Robotic Gynecological Surgery, becoming the first urogynecologist in India to achieve 100 successful robotic gynecological surgeries within 10 months, performing the first neovaginal reconstruction using robotic surgery, mentoring surgeons in laparoscopic and robotic assisted surgeries through various training programs, presenting scientific research at conferences and in journals, and receiving multiple prestigious awards, including Dr. Kalyani Devi Endowment Award for the Best Paper in 2010, the Fogsci Achiever Award in 2023, and the KFOG Pacesetter Award for Outstanding Achievement and Excellence in Obstetrics and Gynecology in 2024. Awarded on the occasion of the Institute's Foundation Day, the 30th of September 2024, Managing Trustee on behalf of the College Council.
Thank you, sir. Now, I invite our chief guest, the managing trustee and the principal, to come to the front of the dais and honor Dr. Urmila Soman. I request our chief guest, our managing trustee and our principal to please be seated as I invite Dr. Urmila Soman to offer her response.
very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Respected Managing Trustee Sri Gopalakrishnan Sir, Chief Guest of the Day Professor Rajkumar Sir, Principal Dr. T.M. Subbrao Sir, fellow awardees, distinguished dignitaries on and off the dais, respected teachers, dear colleagues, my dear friends and students. It's both an honor and privilege to stand before you today to receive this Illuminous Award 2024. This recognition means a great deal to me. As I look around, I'm reminded of the late night study sessions, discussions that turned into a lifelong friendships, and the mentors who guided us. This institution has given me so much, and it's time for me to give it back. I'm committed to contributing to the growth and success of PSG Institute and this community. When I first began my journey, there were moments of doubts, moments where progress seemed slow, and moments where setbacks felt overwhelming. But through each obstacle, I learned the importance of perseverance, resilience, and the faith in what I was pursuing. These moments became opportunities for growth and taught me valuable lessons. The lessons which I carry with me even today and will continue to embrace as I move forward. What drives me every single day is knowing that the work we do has the potential to make a difference to the patients and to the society in large. This award is a reminder of the responsibility in my forward journey. To the talented students of PSD, I urge you, dream big, work hard, and push boundaries. Tap into this institution's exceptional resources to discover your strength and pursue your passions. Don't be afraid to take thoughtful risks and innovate boldly. Most importantly, recognize the power of your education to drive positive change in your community, industry, and beyond. My journey in minimally invasive gynecology started way back in 2000, at a time where laparoscopy, like in layman's language, keyhole surgery, was completely new to the society and to the patients. It was really hard to convince a patient and get for surgery. And we had all sorts of difficulties to move forward. This technology was not advanced as it is now today. We had to work with 0-degree telescopes, single-chip cameras, halogen light sources, and the electrosurgical quaternary units. Like, we were just putting our steps ahead, and we had to work a lot to bring in patient safety and the success rates. And more than that, at that time, women surgeons were not that popular. Even in the peer group, they thought that how can a woman deliver a successful surgery? So in that era, I had to struggle a lot. And as and how the science and technology advanced, day by day, the standardizations came in, technology developed, and in 2004, as already said, I went to Seoul, South Korea, where I saw that the educational standards, the way they teach their students were far, far superior to what we had in our country. We had a lot of resources, we had a lot of patients, a lot of different types of cases, but the standardization of educational techniques were not in par with the international standards. It opened really a new area for me. Took it as a passion, came back, started working hard, and now as and how the technology grew up, then we came across with newer instruments, like we had 30-degree telescopes, 3-chip cameras, 3D cameras, and halogen light sources, modern electrosurgical units, and whatever a surgeon can do with open surgery, you can definitely do with keyhole surgeries. And your Indian standards have now become par with international standards. And then came the next advancement in the field, that is the robotic surgeries. I had to do a lot of learning, unlearning, and I had to go ahead with the studies so that I can keep in par with the technology also. Now we stand in an era where so much of advancement has come to the medical field, and you can do wonderful surgeries for your patient care. And definitely this has been a long journey, lot of perseverance, lot of hard work, and my family. They had to compromise a lot, and sacrifices were made. My father, Dr. M.N. Soman, he's a surgeon who believed in me, and he had a great confidence in me. My mother, my strong pillar of support, and I should say my husband, Dr. Shaji K.R., an anesthetist by profession, and I should say I am a surgeon trained by an anesthesiologist. And surgeons can relate that. A surgeon has to be calm and composed inside the theater so that the whole team has got the confidence to go ahead. And he taught me that. He taught me how to be compassionate with your patients. And above all, he made sure that I'm always equipped with the advanced training and knowledge before embarking into newer frontiers. My daughters, Dr. Malavika Shaji and Janaki Shaji, they are my strongest support system. And above all, the Almighty. I thank Almighty for bestowing all the graces upon me and my family. And here, I want to express my sincere thanks to the PSG management and institute. And this achievement would not have been possible without the support and encouragement of so many people around. Thank you again for this prestigious award. This one will stay close to my heart, and I'm honored to be the part of PSG family and look forward to continuing our legacy of excellence. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. We sincerely appreciate your heartfelt words and are honored to be a part of your journey. Can we now please have the AV on our next awardee, Dr. M. Malarvili.
Dr. M. Malarvili belongs to the batch of 1989 of PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. She went on to pursue her MD in internal medicine and later DM in medical gastroenterology from the prestigious Madras Medical College. She is a member of the American College of Gastroenterology. Dr. Malarvili joined the Tamil Nadu State Government Service in 1997. She has served as a member of the Board of Academic Studies at the Tamil Nadu MGR Medical University. She was the State Nodal Officer for the National Viral Hepatitis Control Program. Dr. Malarvili was one of the panel of experts constituted by the National Health Mission's Cancer Screening Program. With an NGO called SWAM in Chennai, she conducted screening of high-risk groups such as homosexuals, transgenders, IV drug abusers, and alcohol addicts for hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV viruses. To create an awareness among general population on fatty liver disease, she organized walkathons. She has spoken on many television and YouTube channels on health hazards due to junk food. She frequently conducts advanced endoscopy workshops for the budding medical and surgical gastroenterologists. She has over 10 publications in reputed journals. She is an avid researcher and is currently researching on esophageal manometry changes in irritable bowel syndrome. The Chennai District Collector awarded her for exemplary service during the COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Malarviji is presently the professor and head of the Medical Gastroenterology Department at Kilpauk Medical College, Chennai. We are deeply moved by the incredible dedication and selflessness Dr. Malarviji has shown in her service to society despite her challenges and limitations in government service. Her unwavering commitment to improving the lives of others is truly inspiring and reflects the highest ideals of compassion and perseverance.
I now request Dr. Manika Vasugi, our alumnus and professor of the Department of Anatomy, to kindly read the scroll of honor.
Good morning to one and all present here. I thank our principal for giving me the opportunity to introduce distinguished alumnus. PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Coimbatore, Distinguished Alumnus Award is awarded to Dr. M. Malarvili, Professor and Head, Department of Medical Gastroenterology, Kilpauk Medical College, Chennai, for specializing in medical gastroenterology, serving the government of Tamil Nadu since 1997. She is regularly monitoring the National Viral Hepatitis Control Program in the capacity of the State Nodal Officer. She is offering expert guidance as a panel member of Cancer Screening Program of the National Health Mission. She is regularly conducting various camps and awareness programs on non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and viral hepatitis. She is involved in conducting screening high-risk groups for hepatitis B, hepatitis C and HIV through camps in association with NGO, Social Welfare Association for Men, SWAM, in Chennai. She is organizing walkathons to create awareness of fatty liver disease. She is regularly conducting advanced endoscopy workshops for postgraduates. Madam is being an active researcher and disseminating knowledge through publications, conferences, and receiving the Award of Excellence for exemplary service during COVID-19 from the Collector of Chennai District, awarded on the occasion of Institute's Foundation Day, the 30th September 2024, by Managing Trustee on behalf of the College Council.
I now invite our chief guest, the Managing Trustee and the Principal, to come to the front of the dais and honor Dr. M. Malarvili. I request the dignitaries to kindly be seated as I invite Dr. M. Malarvili to offer her response.
Respected dignitaries, on the dais and off the dais, esteemed faculty members, fellow PSG alumni, and my dear students, a very good morning to one and all. At the outset, I express my heartfelt gratitude to the selection committee in giving me this award. Here I stand in front of this august audience, feeling privileged and honored to receive an award from the PSG family. My professional career of 20 years, I've been a teaching faculty. That experience of teaching faculty also was from my academic teaching in PSG. I totally recall the days of 92 and 93 where we used to travel to government hospitals of Pollachi and Palladam, where diligently my assistant professor used to travel with us and take class. The structured academic program and the likes of Professor LVK, who has trained me in the clinical medicine, has made me one of the expertise in as a teaching faculty. And what happened then was, after finishing MD General Medicine, I did my DM Medical Gastroenterology. As I was grooming to become an expertise in endoscopy, I also had a short stint to work as a transplant hepatologist in Stanley Medical College. That was most professionally gratifying to see metabolic liver disease children being completely cured of after the liver transplant. That was a very great professional gratification I had. And then came the COVID pandemic. COVID, as all of you know, it was a great leveler. All were equal before disease and God. That's what everybody, it changed the perspective of life of everybody. The rich, the poor, the affluent, the politician, the celebrity, the common man, the young, the old, all were under our care in Government Corona Guindy Hospital. The excellent care of Government Corona in Guindy Hospital, the mortality was very low. And I had to become a physician, an intensivist, and I had to drape and have to wear mask, and I have quarantined for 7 days away from home at hotels. In spite of so many struggles, I have to take care of my health and my family health. As all of you know, there was a lot of sorrow, grief, anxiety in and around Corona, and this has not only a strain on my physical health, and also I had a lot of mental resilience to put up with that. But it was truly professionally gratifying, where I had served as an intensivist, and also I had inscribed some of the managerial skills where I in human resources. So it was really one anecdote where the popular writer Andal Priyadarshini, he was in CPAP. She was able to give me a note on me. What she had written a note for me. It was very emotional. துயில் விழியாக கிடந்த என்னை மலர் விழியாகி ஆக்கிய மகா சேவகி வாழ்க அப்படின்னு அவர் எழுதி கொடுத்தார் சிபேப்ல இருந்தப்போ. That was truly touching and very emotional. So these were how we change lives is very, very important. And then this experience in COVID also helped me in donning the cap of the State Nodal Officer for National Viral Hepatitis Control Program. This is a control program which is headed by a State Nodal Officer. As a lead, I take over, and we have 42 treatment centers across the district, which is manned by a district nodal officer, a pharmacist, a peer supporter, and it is an integrated approach. We screen the RCH, reproductive child health, and the dialysis patient, high-risk groups for hepatitis B and C. As all of you know, it is a preventable disease, and hepatitis B and C can lead to a lot of mortality and cause even liver cancer. In that objective, what the capacity building as well as the development, all that can be done by a lead. But this has to be perpetuated to the grassroots level. My VHN and ANM should administer in hepatitis B immunoglobulin. That was the grassroots level. So all this was a team effort. So I learned what a team effort was from this. Dear children, as youngsters, you all should be proud to belong to this prestigious university. So what my suggestion to you is, enjoy your youthhood, enjoy your boyhood or girlhood, but you develop your academic skills, look around and set realistic goals, look around for a mentor, get motivated, get inspired. Above all, take care of your physical, mental and social health. Did I say mental and social health are different? Yes, social health presently, the present generation is staggering with social health. This is because of social media pressure, where there are comparisons and peer pressure. One like, the person becomes emotionally elated. It's become not only food has become fast food, even emotions have become fast food. One like, one tick, you become emotionally elated. And what the irony is, if you don't get, you become more depressed. You are more than that. This is all momentary. You value yourself, you have developed a self-esteem. And dear friends, and you look around for friends who are staggering with mental health problems. That is more important. Today I was talking to the principal about mentorship. And he has told about mentoring among students. So that's excellent activity. So I'm a peer mentors. Being peer mentors, I really was fascinated when in the morning he told me. See, that is very important, mentoring students and find out if there are red flag signs. You identify those red flag signs. whether the children are having or lack of appetite, they don't show any academic skill, catch hold of them. You foster inclusivity. You catch hold of them, you get them into your arena, you get them into your discussion, make him feel more, make him feel that he is esteemed more, give him moral values, and if necessary, seek professional help. Only in that way we are going to create a better society. Last but not the least, I thank my parents, Mr. E.C. Murugesan and Mrs. Paripooranam. At present they are not alive, hope they are blessing me from above. And my husband, Mr. E.P. N. Jawahar, my family and my friends and my extended family, all those who have traveled with me throughout my professional life. And thank you one and all, and we all belong to the legacy of PSG, and I wish all of you keep the spirit of PSG high and the flag of PSG high. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, madam. Your kind message resonates with the values we cherish, and we are grateful for your continued connection with us. Now, can we please have the AV on our next awardee, Dr. M. Ganesh.
Belongs to the 1991 MBBS batch of PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. He obtained distinctions in 5 subjects and 2 gold medals, including the Dr. Balaraman Nair Gold Medal for Pathology. After obtaining his MD in General Medicine from Stanley Medical College, he moved to the United Kingdom to pursue his higher studies in medical gastroenterology. He completed his postgraduate diploma in medical gastroenterology from Salford Medical University, Manchester, United Kingdom, and was the first person in the world to be awarded this degree by this university. He was a consultant gastroenterologist at Royal Hallamshire University Medical College Teaching Hospital in Sheffield, UK, for over 10 years. His particular interest is in capsule endoscopy, ERCP, and enteroscopic procedures. He returned to India in 2009 and served as Chief of Gastroenterology Services and Research at Kovai Medical Center and Hospital, Coimbatore. In 2012, he set up his own advanced gastroenterology and endoscopy center, SG Gastrocare. He has performed over 1 lakh endoscopy procedures so far. Dr. Ganesh authored an MCQ book in anatomy, Review of Anatomy for Exams. He was the first in Asia to remove a small intestinal tumor, fully by endoscopy, full thickness resection, without surgery. Dr. Ganesh has performed numerous complex endoscopy procedures, including endoscopic retrograde cholangiopancreatograms. He has over 9 publications and has been a panelist in many guideline-forming committees. Dr. Ganesh is a sought-after chief guest for many functions. He has organized many clinical meetings and subject seminars. He has delivered over 60 talks at various medical conferences and has also participated in live interactive television shows. Dr. Ganesh is a recipient of many awards, including outstanding contributions in the field of gastroenterology. An award received from the Chief Minister of Pondicherry, Mr. Rangasamy, November 2022. He is a member of the Indian and American Society of Gastroenterologists. He is an active Rotarian and has organized many camps. As an alumna of PSG IMSNR, his accomplishments and contributions bring immense pride to the institution. His efforts are a shining example, reminding us of the profound impact one can make through genuine passion and hard work.
I now request Dr. Manika Vasugi, our alumnus and professor from the Department of Anatomy, to kindly read the scroll of honor.
PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Coimbatore, Distinguished Alumnus Awardees awarded to Dr. M. Ganesh, Chief Gastroenterologist and Chairman, SG Gastrocare, Coimbatore, for completing specialized training in medical gastroenterology in the United Kingdom, working as a consultant gastroenterologist in various teaching hospitals in the United Kingdom, performing over 1 lakh endoscopic procedures, including challenging cases, performing over 500 capsule endoscopies, receiving numerous prestigious awards, including Outstanding Contribution to the Field of Gastroenterology in 2022 and the Gem of India Award in 2018, establishing SG Gastrocare in Coimbatore, serving the public during COVID-19 pandemic by setting up the COVID Care Center, contributing actively to research, publications, and authoring books, being a distinguished speaker at conferences, serving as an analyst in guideline committees, and coordinating clinical trials, and organizing numerous free medical camps as a dedicated Rotarian, awarded on the occasion of Institute's Foundation Day, the 30th September 2024, by Managing Trustee on behalf of College Council.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite our chief guest, our managing trustee, and our principal to come to the front of the dais and honor Dr. M. Ganesh. I request the dignitaries to please be seated as I invite Dr. M. Ganesh to offer his response.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great pleasure and a wonderful moment in my life coming back to my own college where I've studied and receiving a distinguished alumni award from my institution is a jewel in the crown for me compared to all the awards or any accreditations which I have received so far. And I'm very grateful for the PSG Alumni Association organizing these events, encouraging, appreciating our work, and also crediting with awards. And I thank the management who is in the back supporting all the events, including managing trustee, Mr. Gopalakrishnan, Mr. Karthikeyan, who was with us when I was a student in 1991, and principal, Mr. Subbarao. All are very close to me, and also I'm grateful to them for choosing this award for me. In fact, I think there's quite a few activities which have been happening in our institution where the institution has completely changed. I can see lots of changes which we cannot explain. I can't identify many places here. So the same auditorium we are using to play shuttlecocks and tennis. So not tennis, shuttlecocks in the back with our teachers, but now it looks like a complete a different hall where I think lots of activities going on. And one more thing about our college is that in fact in 1991 when we are doing some practices in and around the grounds, we didn't have any big grounds, but there are big hearts doing things for jogging in and around that area where from Hatko we have lots of dogs coming and chasing us, making us running faster. But now I can see the state of the art ground, and even my son is here with me, and he says, what a beautiful college you have now, and I think we wish we should be here studying as medicine. And I also feel the same, that I want to come back to PSG as a student, not as a faculty or anything, to be as a student sitting in the bench listening to my teachers, which I love to do every time. And it's a pleasure to be in PSG at all the time, where they have provided us with all the training, necessary teaching, and grooming us and bringing us to this stage of career. Without dedicated teachers who have worked hard for the upliftment of our career, I don't think we could achieve these things, because we are products of our teachers, and what teachers have taught us, we practice. I have lots of inspiring teachers I have here. I have to say about them definitely. And I've done few research works, and the research work started from PSG institution where Dr. Appal Raju, professor of microbiology, I think is here. So he motivated us to start doing ICMR projects at that point of time in '92, where I didn't know what is research and how to write a paper. And he motivated us, and I did the first research work of parasitic infestation in children in Coimbatore at that time. So I didn't know how to write the paper. So Dr. Appal Raju helped me in writing papers, and we don't know how to publish, we have to write it. I thought we just need to collect the data and give it, and that's the publication. And then we keep on going and pestering Dr. Appal Raju every day saying that, sir, what's happened? Have it published? Have we written the papers? So he said, well, after 1 week he got fed up and said, கடங்காரன் கூட இவ்வளோ நேரம் வரமாட்டான்ப்பா, நீங்களாம் வந்து டெய்லி வந்து ரிசர்ச் ஒர்க்கை பற்றி கேட்டுக்கிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. Finally, we wrote that paper, and I think ICMR, we received this ICMR grant also. And I thank Dr. Appal Raju for kindling us those research work. And also, we used to ask intrinsic questions to Dr. Appal Raju. Still, he remember in few meetings I met, he still remembers my questions. And I think that all of us should never stop questioning. So only questioning will kindle you more and give you better and make you more appreciable in your work. Even whatever situation you are put in, I think situations you should convert into your success. So there's lots of stories I have actually in my life, and that can share few minutes, and that will be definitely useful, lifeful lessons. So in fact, I was in UK doing my training, and I have to shift from medical training. I did my MD, and then I have to be there for a couple of years as an internal medicine specialist before going into gastroenterology. The jump requires a lot of interview skills and various publications. So there was tough time. That time only I had to get a job in a geriatric senior resident house officer post, which I took it up. But I was not very happy because my goal was to go to gastroenterology. So I was looking for gastro post, but the British people were giving a tough time because they like gastroenterology because it's a budding field at the time, because it's evolving with lots of technologies and procedures. So they were being very keen. So what I did was, whatever it is my mentor said, in any job, so whatever you do, whatever you feel, try to grab the opportunities. In geriatric wards, we had a very few time of work, and majority are palliative care. So I used all the afternoon work by taking up audits and presentation in the national level in UK. Audits means that you are comparing your practice with the national standard, which I think we are going to start doing in India as well. Even a small procedure like colonoscopy in my field, as I said, there should be more than 95% of completion of the procedure. That means you have to visualize the terminal ileum or cecum by procedure. If you don't do that, that means you are inefficient and you need more training, and your work has to be supervised or improved better. So then you have to compare your standard of work with the national average colonic intubation time. So that's just an example I'm telling. So the standard is between 90 to 95%. You should hit all the time. So if you do 100 colonoscopies, you should be 90% of the time you should be reaching cecum. Without doing that, then your standard is not right. So the UK was looking at people who can do these sorts of audits and improve their standard of care in the district general hospitals and university hospitals. So this gave me an opportunity where I didn't like that posting, but still I was in that posting, made to do around 15 to 20 audits in that 6-month period in various aspects of gastroenterology as well as in other medical aspects, which I would like to do, and supported by my national health societies in UK. So we managed to do these publications and changed the many practices in the district general hospitals. So the lesson is, don't give up. So that auditings and clinical presentations and paper publications helped me to secure my super specialty job of registrar job in gastroenterology. And still I would say this attitude came to me from my student days, where my teachers have given me that qualities where you have to do that. Dedication, hard work, and executing that hard work with whatever things what you have in your hand. And I appreciate the PSG faculties and my teachers that never give up for any students. I think that you should use that opportunity to come up in life. And some more funny examples are there as well in our training, that in anatomy, we were made to tell the segments of the lung the first day itself when we started doing the dissection on the second year. Tough examiners and tough teachers were there, so if you don't tell them, I don't want to tell the names, but everybody knows, if you don't tell right, you have to write 100 times, and if you don't get it the next day, you have to write 200 times, and if you don't submit on the second day, 300 times, and they can say, I can just skip, but if you skip, you will not be given the hall ticket. So you can't write. So we had so many tough people with us, and then they made us, I think that was tough to take it at that point of time. We felt that we were intimidated, but it made us to think and write and read. And some of my friends who wrote that are good pulmonologists as well, I would say, in Chennai. And one more example of students who don't perform actually, but they have been taken up very well. And there is a consultant urologist in Chennai now. But when in anatomy, I think when he was asked a question in the Viva table showing an uterus, I was just sharing these lighter movements about the long enlarged uterus. He said he could not identify, and the examiner said a clue that you and I don't have, so tell me what it is. He said it's brain. So so he thought about himself, but he didn't thought about the professor. So that's what the type of students also we had here, with bold and funny students who doesn't care much, but still they also come up very big in life because of our institutional teachers, the teaching, the dedication. I would say our clinical teachers, Dr. Jayachandran, Dr. L. Somasundaram, Dr. Johnson, and a few others who were with us. I think even in the late nights, they used to teach us about the clinical methods, examination and patients, and even at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock after completing their ward round. So similar thing will happen with us actually. He will be in the ward rounds and we keep on going and asking, sir, when will you take class? Sir, class எடுப்பீங்க. கொஞ்சம் வெயிட் பண்ணுப்பா, வேலையாவது முடிச்சிட்டு வரணும்ல. Then he will say, but the dedication is so much that up to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we have clinical teachings in PSG institution. So this paved way for us. This is an example, motivating examples that we should follow also. So that hard work and dedication of my teachers. And also I have to mention our current alumni president, Jambukeshwar, is also here. So he's one of the best teachers for us as a first year student, and even during his duties, he used to take us around similar to our professors and teach us the general medicine in a bigger way. So, and these are all the motivations I had, because even in out of the times, people used to think you should not work after 9 o'clock, after 5 o'clock. So it's not the way which we were taught. We were taught about timelessness and also the dedication and the work pattern. So that gives you a motivation for your life and come bigger and bigger in the life. So those are things which I have learned from PSG, and giving back to PSG is very important, and that's been done in the form of alumni now. So, and the alumni network is becoming bigger and bigger in Coimbatore as well as in other parts of India and the whole world. And I would thank the brain efforts for this, Jambukeshwaran and Jagdish, Vice Principal, who's organized everything in this social media of gathering all the data of the alumnus and giving us. And in fact, if you want to travel longer, you need to have a large number of friends. And if you want to travel on your own for a short distance, you have to be on your own. But alumni gives you the contacts, and for the travel which you're going to take in your life in various aspects will help you. So you can use of this PSG alumnus, which has grown like a banyan tree all over the world. And even in fact, I have helped my friends and my classmates when they came to UK, they getting postings for clinical attachment and various other jobs, or including funds or staying accommodations. So the alumni of PSG is now everywhere in the world, and that can be utilized for your benefit. So you should be more appreciating this alumni work and this platform was given by recently in 2-3 years, and thank to Jagdish for taking this in a bigger way. And I have to say last few words and my pillars of my career. The first pillar is my parents, because I said in the learning lesson is there, because I was not very interested in biology. I wanted to take up engineering, and I did my engineering at the time for a year, and then my constant pressure and pestering from my parents, I took up medicine at the end of the first year, because there was no doctor in my family at that time. So my father was very fascinated for me to be a doctor, and I think the PSG has fulfilled his dream, but he's no more now, and my parents are no more. The thing is, and this was forced on me, this field which I was not interested is forced on me. Then I took the challenge, and I started continuing my career, and my only motto was that whichever field I am, I should be the best. So that's the confidence or the determination I had in my mind. So it doesn't matter. The children say that, no, I don't want this field, but I want to pursue something different. Your life may be different, but if you don't get that, and if you are in some other field, I think you should not be depressed or rejected or dejected, saying that I don't want to do anything in life because I'm in a place where I'm doing things which I don't like. So that's not the way the successful persons do. So you take up those things, whatever comes, get done, and do what you can in that field. Put your hard work, passion, and love. Without passion and love, I don't think that you can achieve anything. So if, by grudging, saying that I'm working until 12 o'clock in the night, nothing serves. It's going to add more stress and more cardiac events to you. Rather, you enjoy your work as much as possible, and then help the society which God has given you as the best opportunity as a medical person to make changes in the life in many people. And that itself is a blessing. So take it that way and move forward, which is very, very important in your life changes. Because I have one more example in UK where I lived. There was my colleague whose daughter has to be taken care by the caretakers. The caretakers in UK are costly, so they are hired from the European countries. One of the girls came from Czechoslovakia. She was working as a caretaker in that house, looking after the child. But her aspiration was not just caretaking, and she wanted to do more, but she never had that opportunity or the way she wanted to live in Czechoslovakia, so that she moved to United Kingdom. But in their meantime, she didn't get dejected, saying that I'm just doing a babysitting work. She just started learning English, because the Europeans don't learn much English. They don't have English as a knowledge of medium of communication. Their own language stands them as a barrier to come into United Kingdom. So she started learning in 6 months, and then she completed courses in the free time, and she became very profound in English, and she got a better job than what she can get over a period of time even if she was stayed in her own country. So she felt that taking this job which she didn't like doesn't put her off. Trying out avenues is very, very important in our career to progress. So successful people don't do different things, but they do things differently. So that makes our lives interesting as well, so that we face challenges every day as a doctor, and you keep taking the challenges, not doing the monotonous work of same work. Every opportunity, I would say, of teach my students, even though, as I said, PSG is a big institution, mine is a very small one with a small micro institution. I take my opportunity to teach my students who are posted in my center from various other colleges, even the paramedical students or sometimes medical students do come in the evenings to get some teaching and training. I take that opportunity as a medical institution, whatever way that I can do a change in those people. So it doesn't need to be always you're in a very, very big position to make big changes. Micro changes can be made in your micro world. That only thing is your determination and willpower. So that is very, very important in life, I think, which determines our career and life. So PSG has given me a lot of evergreen memories during my stay here as a student, and they've improved very much actually comparing to 30 years ago, which is a phenomenal growth and I would say an appreciable growth. Because even when I was talking with Dr. Jagdish, he said that previously we used to stay in Hatko Colony. I used to stay in Hatko Colony as a day scholar and come into the college, long walk and muddy roads, and those were the things which were there. And now there were lots of problems at the time, so people used to stay in Hatko Colony. Now, he said, it made lots of changes comparing to what it was before. People now staying in the hostel, not in the Hatko colonies. Those are evergreen memories which we had. But now the college has made lots of changes, keep on learning and implementing the changes. The life is also like that. You keep learning and express your changes and execute the changes. Without execution, just seeing and learning doesn't help you. So the execution part is very, very important. So that makes us a successful doctor. And the second pillar, which are the first pillar of my parent and some lessons I learned from them and which I executed. The second pillar is my wife. So she has compensated all the deficiencies apart from my medical field as a hospital administrator and taking care of my children and at home. Without that, I think getting into the highest levels of career is impossible. You need a very good understanding and adjustable wife who doesn't bother whether you are at home or not. It's impossible, but I'm lucky that she was one among that. She could support me all the time and compensate my deficiencies at home and at hospital in administrative field, which is, I think, is a backbone for all of us. And the third pillar is my institution, as I said. Without having good training and good dedicated teachers, focusing on your career and trying to improve you all the time, I don't think that that changes happen in one day. So, we used to say that whatever changes you have as a child comes out as an adult. So our college trains us and gets out as the best students out of the college, and this gives us as an opportunity to become a best doctor also. So it's very important that where you are, and again I said whichever college you are, but taking the opportunities and doing the best is the only way that is to get a success, and be passionate and love for your job, and just don't do the job because you're forced to do it. It's very, very essential that we do all these practices. And the fourth pillar, I would say, is blessings from Lord Shiva. So nothing happens without the Almighty's blessings. So whatever you do, you just need to have your prayers all the time, helping for the help, and 99% is blessing. I would say 1% is a hard work. It's the other way around, but even though you do hard works without blessings, I don't think it transfers into a bigger event. So, and also I think we have more dedicated people in gastroenterology, and even all the three of us, a couple of awardees and even the chief guest are linked to gastroenterology. So it's a motivation for you to become a gastroenterologist to get future awards as well. So I wish all the best for my students as well as for people as juniors, and I have to pay tribute for my colleagues or my classmates who demised Dr. Telakavati and Dr. Vel Murugan, are my close friends, but unfortunately they are no more now, and it's sad to know that they are not here, and I pay tribute for them as well. So, last thing, being a gastroenterologist, without saying about gut doesn't finish my talk. 2 more minutes, I'll finish. So gut is called the second brain because as you know that we have the most number of neurons in the gut second to the brain. So that's why we call it gut-brain axis, which is more powerful than anything. And we always say It's a gut feeling. My gut feeling says I should go to this direction if you are in a place where you cannot judge which way to go. So invariably mind knows gut has the highest number of neural connectivity. So healthy gut means healthy mind. Healthy mind means healthy life. And healthy life means healthy growth. So how does a healthy gut happens? Only if you eat healthy food. Vegetables, fibers, peanuts and butter and curd. These, how does it matter? Just take these two words into your mind, peanuts and curd. Do eat them plenty. The microbiota in the gut determines our entire body because they're 3 times more in number than our number of cells in the human body. So we are at the mercy of microbiota. So good microbiota, good neurochemicals, you know they are secreting, and it keeps your mind active by dopamine, serotonin, everything. So how does you get a good bacteria? Good food. So what you feed makes the bacteria grow good or bad. So more vegetable fibers, more fermentation, and more short-chain fatty acids produced, and more dopamine or serotonin released, your mood is uplifted, and you are much better at your work. So குடல் நல்லா இருந்தால் உடல் நல்லா இருக்கும், வயிறு நல்லா இருந்தால் உயிர் நல்லா இருக்கும். And this is my catchy words I always say to my patients. And even Tirukkural, there are 10 Kurals in that chapter called Maruthuvam, Marundu, which says out of 7 is about gastrointestinal tract. Out of the rest 3 says how a doctor should be with a patient, how he should be. So predominant concentration is on the GI tract. So if you shut your gut or shut your mouth, all the problems are solved. Not only the GI problems, but cardiac disease, diabetes, strokes, everything can be controlled with the microbiota what you have. மருந்தென வேண்டாவாம் யாக்கைக்கு அருந்தியது அற்றது போற்றி உணின். That's what Thiruvalluvar has said, and I appreciate the chief guest lecture about various quotes from Tirukkural and also from other literatures in Tamil, which I always feel very proud to be a Tamilian in Tamil Nadu. Marundana Vendavam Yakek, what does he say means you don't need to have medicines for your body if you know that what you eat, when you eat, how you eat, and how much you eat. And this is a single stance which tell you who you are. So if you do this, you will be the master of your health. And once again, I thank all the PSG organizing committee and chairperson, chairman, and founders for giving me this opportunity to stand in front of my own college crowd as well as my teachers and students. And it's a pleasure which I will never forget in my lifetime of achieving this feat and getting this appreciation from my own institution, which I think they are the pioneers in appreciating their own students, where I haven't seen any of the medical colleges, even in UK, where I practice bringing their own alumnus achievements and appreciating them and motivating them. I think PSG has done a wonderful job in that way, and I thank them and keep motivating our younger generation to achieve a bigger and higher feat. Thank you all very much. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, sir, for your kind and inspiring words and letting us be a part in celebrating your success. Can we now have the AV on our next awardee, Dr. S. Saravanakumar.
Dr. Saravana Kumar, a distinguished alumna of PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, MBBS batch of 1992. He went on to specialize and obtained the diplomate of the National Board of Examinations in General Surgery from Madurai Medical College. Dr. Saravana Kumar started as a junior consultant in the Department of Surgical Gastroenterology and Minimal Access Surgery at Jim Hospital, India Private Limited, Coimbatore. He is now the lead consultant in the Department of Obesity and Diabetic Surgery at the same hospital, where he performs robot-assisted obesity surgeries. Dr. Saravana Kumar received specialized training in upper gastrointestinal and bariatric surgery. He conducts annual courses for surgeons across India on bariatric surgery techniques. Dr. Saravana Kumar is life member of the Association of Minimal Access Surgeons of India and Obesity Surgery Society of India. He has authored 23 publications in journals of high impact factor. He has edited 2 monographs titled Bariatric Surgical Practice Guide and Clinics in Bariatric and Metabolic Surgery, published by Springer. He has conducted awareness camps in remote villages on the consequences of obesity. Under the Tamil Nadu Government Chief Minister Scheme, he has operated on more than 200 patients suffering from obesity. The entire surgery was performed free of cost. We extend our heartfelt appreciation and gratitude to such dedicated alumni whose contributions and accomplishments continue to inspire us. Their tireless efforts and commitment to excellence not only bring pride to our institution, but also have a profound impact on countless individuals and communities. We look forward to their ongoing success and are confident that they will continue to touch many more lives in the future, making a positive and lasting difference in the world.
I request Dr. Balu, our alumnus and chief consultant in the Department of Surgical Gastroenterology, to read the scroll of honor.
PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Coimbatore, Distinguished Alumnus Award, awarded to Dr. Saravana Kumar S., Lead Consultant, Department of Obesity and Diabetic Center, GEM Hospital India Private Limited, Coimbatore, for completing a fellowship in minimal access surgery, being conferred the honorary fellowship of advanced laparoscopic surgery in hernia by the Indian Association of Gastrointestinal Endoscopy Surgeons, for rising from the rank of a junior consultant to a lead consultant in GEM Hospitals, Coimbatore, performing routine and complex bariatric and upper GI surgeries, for conducting annual training courses on basic laparoscopy, hernia, upper GI and bariatric surgery to various surgeons across India, involving in research projects and various paper publications involving upper GI and bariatrics, for authoring over 23 publications in reputed journals, editing 2 monographs titled Bariatric Surgical Practice Guide and Clinics in Bariatric and Metabolic Surgery, published by Springer, for screening over 9,000 children as a part of Childhood Obesity Prevention in Schools project and conducting awareness programs on obesity in village schools. Awarded on the occasion of the Institute's Foundation Day, the 30th of September 2024, Managing Trustee on behalf of this College Council.
Thank you, sir. I now invite our chief guest, our managing trustee, and our principal to come to the front of the dais and honor Dr. S. Saravana Kumar. I request the dignitaries to kindly be seated as I invite Dr. Saravana Kumar to offer his response.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, after the dais, my beloved professors, teachers, my dear students, my family members, my dear colleagues and friends. First of all, I would like to thank God because ஈன்ற பொழுதில் பெரிதுவுக்கும் தன் மகனை சான்றோன் என கேட்ட தாய். எல்லாருமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தாயோட பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் இருந்தால் இந்த வேர்டிங்கை பார்ப்பீங்க. பட் நான் வந்து அந்த தாயோட இதில் இருந்து I am receiving this award, I am seeing from my side. Because, see, when you have grown up and you have been called for as a faculty to other so many institutions or like other countries and various conferences, receiving so many awards. But this award, I can say, it's to my, always to my heart, right? And இன்னொரு happy news நான் உங்கள்கிட்ட சொல்லிக்கிறேன். Maybe 2 happy news. I'm not the voracious reader or the speaker like our chief guest. So அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இம்பாக்ட் உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்க போகிறதில்ல, right? and with all my distinguished alumnus who have given the great lecture and great experience for you, அதையும் நான் கொடுக்க போகிறதில்ல. ஸோ அதனால் ரிலாக்ஸ்டாக அப்பாடா ஒரு 2 minutes 5 minutes போயிடலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு ரிலாக்ஸ்டாக இருக்கலாம். அண்ட் செகண்ட் திங், ஜஸ்ட் இது வந்து ஜஸ்ட் ஐ எம் அ ஹிண்ட்ரன்ஸ் ஃபார் யுவர் லஞ்ச் ஆல்சோ, ரைட்? ஸோ சேட் நியூஸ், ரைட்? ஸோ எனிவே அதுக்குள்ளே ஐ வில் ட்ரை டு மேக் இட் அப், ரைட்? அண்ட் பிஃபோர் தேட், லைஃப்பில் இப்போ சக்ஸஸாக ஒருத்தர் நின்றுட்டு இருக்கோம். அண்ட் இஃப் யூ ஆர் சீயிங் த சக்ஸஸ் இப்போ பார்க்குறீங்க அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு பிஹைண்ட் ஒரு பிக் ஸ்டோரி இருக்கணும். பிகாஸ் சாக்ரிஃபைஸ், வித்தவுட் சாக்ரிஃபைஸிங் யூ கேனாட் பிகம் சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல், ரைட்? அது எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். என்னடா பேசுனதையே பேச போகிறார் அப்படின்னு. ஏன்னா என்ன சாக்ரிஃபைஸ் பண்ணியிருக்க போகிறாரு? நான் பண்ணலை, ஐ ஹவ் நாட் டன் எனி திங். பட் யார் பண்ணா எனக்காக அப்படின்னா த கிரேட் மை ஒய்ஃப் டாக்டர் சுனிதா. ஷி இஸ் த கன்சல்டன்ட் கைனகாலஜிஸ்ட். பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ஹர், இல்லைன்னா யோசனை பண்ணி பாருங்க, இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஹேவிங் டூ மச் ஹெட்ஏக்ஸ் அண்ட் ப்ரெஷர் ஆன் யுவர் வீட்டில் இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா யூ கேனாட் பெர்ஃபார்ம் யுவர் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் ஓவர் ஹியர், ரைட்? பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ஹர் அந்த 99%, அது கூட சொல்லக்கூடாது, 99.99% burden take over by her in the family. That's why I am standing in front of you, right? Along with my beautiful, lovable daughter who is doing 4th year computer science in our, நான் என்ன சொல்கிறது, நாங்கள் ஃபேமிலியே பிஹெச்டின்னு சொல்லலாம். பிஹெச்டி டெக்லஸ் இஸ் டூயிங் தட் ஒன். அண்ட் வித் மை பேரண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் இன்லாஸ், அவங்களோட அந்த டாலரன்ஸ் லெவல்னால தான் ஐ எம் ஸ்டாண்டிங் இன் ஃப்ரண்ட் ஆஃப் யூ. ஸோ அதை கம்பேர் பண்ணும்போது நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் என்னை ஒரு 5 minutes டாலரேட் பண்ணிக்கலாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். தேங்க்யூ, ரைட்? அண்ட் என்னன்னா இன்னொன்று, see where I am now, what I am now, who am I now? ரொம்ப சிம்பிளாக எல்லாரும் எவ்ரிபடி கேம் டு நோ தட், ஓ ரைட், he is a laparoscopic surgeon, GI surgeon, bariatric surgeon, எல்லாமே ரைட்டு. பட் எப்படி இந்த ஸ்டேஜுக்கு வந்தேன், ரைட்? ஆல் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் only one man I can say, that is none other than living legend Professor C. Palanivelu. நீங்கள் யோசனை பண்ணலாம், ரொம்ப சிம்பிளாக ஒரே ஒரு வேர்டு அவரை பற்றி சொல்லிடலாம், இல்லை என்னை பற்றி சொல்லிடலாம். கம்பன் வீட்டு கட்டுத்தறியும் கவி பாடுங்க, இப்போ நான் பாடுறதுல தப்பே இல்லை, ரைட்? இஃப் யூ ஆர் நோயிங் அபவுட் சிபி பழனிவேலு, ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக எந்த வீட்டு கம்பன் இருந்தால், இப்போ ஒருத்தர் முன்னாடி ஒருத்தர் கவி பாடிட்டு போனார், டாக்டர் பாலு, ரைட்? ஹீ இஸ் ஆல்சோ ஃப்ரம் அவர் சேம் பிஎஸ்ஜி அலுமினி ஃபேமிலி அண்ட் ஜெம் ஃபேமிலி, ரைட்? அவர் கவி பாடுறது நீங்கள் எல்லாரும் இங்கே ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் தியேட்டரில் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஸோ இது வந்து ஜஸ்ட் நான் என்ன சொல்ல போகிறேன்னா, வாட் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு கனெக்டட் வித் நவ், லைக் வெரி சிம்பிள், வெரி எக்ஸ்ட்ராடினரியாக இருந்து ஐ ஹவ் நாட் கம் டு திஸ் ஸ்டேஜ் ஆர் டிஸ்டிங்விஷ்ட் அலுமினி அவார்டு வாங்கலை. ஸோ யூ கேன் கனெக்ட், மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் யூ கேன் பி கனெக்டட் தட் ஸ்மால் ஒரு வில்லேஜ், அது ஃப்ரம் தமிழ் மீடியத்திலிருந்து now reach that ஒரு டாக்டர் சரவணகுமாரா distinguished alumnia. If I can able to do that, most of you can be do that one, right? And along with that CP, I have a close connect with Dr. Praveen Raj, who is also one of our alumni from 2000 batch. He is our now CEO. And me and Praveen had started working together almost now 12 to 13 years in the department of obesity and bariatric surgery. Obesity in sonna ellarkum enna, we are thinking about that cosmetic aspect. Not like that. Obesity is a big disease. It's a big socio-economic burden. I can say it's a metabolic disease. What is meant by metabolic disease or syndrome? Because of the obesity, there might be a comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension, dyslipidemia, OSA leads to right heart failure, and so many other things. Along with PCOS and infertility, osteoarthritis, bore adikka virumbala, romba simple ah solran, you just name it, any diseases, and the culprit pathina obesity ah irukkalam, right? So we have to treat the root cause for that one. And the aspect we have started our journey, and almost 15 years, 12 to 13 years and 15 years now, and we have started separate department in Jammu Hospital for that obesity and this one. Same way like here, Dr. Balamurugan also doing wonderful job over here. But what I am trying to say is, inga unna anga unna 1 or 2 persons mattum இந்த ஒபிசிட்டியை அவேர்னஸ் கொடுக்கறதுனாலையும் சர்ஜரி பண்ணுறதுனால we cannot going to achieve anything because it's a big socio economical burden, and I can say we are seeing only tip of the iceberg phenomena. And the tip of the iceberg phenomena, see, most of the people having that diabetic hypertension, but baseline pathina obesity, if you started treating on that aspects, most of the disease is being preventable. So prevention is always better than cure. That's why obesity is one of the preventable or curable cause for all other comorbidities, right? Let it be like that. So என்னோட ஜேர்னி எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகி போயிட்டு இருந்தது. But how I have entered this PSG, இங்கே நான் எப்படி என்ட்ரானேன், ஏன்னா this is what most of the people going to connect to that one. நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, I have started see, நான் வந்து I am from village near தேனி, ஒரு காட்டுநாய்க்குப்பட்டி கிராமத்துலேருந்து வந்தேன். இங்கே வந்தோடனே டாக்டர் கோட்டை போட்டு அந்த ஒயிட் அண்ட் ஒயிட் போட்டா, ஏன்னா யூஸ்வலாக வந்தோன்னா காலேஜில் வந்து ஒரு கெத்து காமிக்கணும் இல்லையா, ஒரு கோட்டை போட்டதை போட்டு ஒரு நடக்கிறது ஒரு சந்தோஷம் இருக்கும். பட் இங்கே வந்து யூனிஃபார்ம்ட்டாங்க. ஆனால் அதில் தான் தெரிஞ்சது அந்த யூனிஃபார்ம் brings the uniformity between the students அப்படிங்கிறது அது வந்து really you have to appreciate that one. ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் இங்கே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வில்லேஜ்லேருந்து என்னை மாதிரி வந்தவங்க 2 பேண்ட் 2 சட்டையோடு வந்திருக்கலாம். பட் என்ஆர்ஐஸ் வந்து they are having hundreds of pants என்றது டெய்லி அவங்க போடுறதும் இங்கே போடுறதும் we should have அந்த ஒரு disparity வந்துடக்கூடாதுங்கிறதுக்காக they made up what இன்னும் இது வரைக்கும் they are able to continue that one. I have to salute for that one, right? And செகண்ட் திங், உள்ளே வந்தோடனே நம்ம பார்த்தோன்னே டாக்டர் ஆயாச்சு. டாக்டர் ஆனோன்னு ஜாயின் பண்ணிவிட்டு ஒரு 1 monthல ஐ ஹவ் ஸ்டார்டட் ஊருக்கு போனால் ஊருக்கு முன்னாடி ஐ மீன் வீட்டுக்கு முன்னாடி there are hundreds of people standing in there. நான் சரி எல்லாத்தையும் என்ன ட்ரீட் பண்ண வர்றாங்கன்ட்டு ஒரு ஹாப்பியாக உள்ளே போனால் அப்பா சொல்கிறாரு, இல்லைப்பா அவங்களாம் உங்கள்கிட்ட ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் பார்க்க வந்திருக்காங்க. ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்டா? எனக்கு என்னன்னே தெரியாது. அது அவங்களுக்கு தெரியாதுப்பா, நீ டாக்டர். The day one you have started your career, you have become doctor. That's what you have to imbibe in the mind that the first day நீங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணோன்னா இந்த attitude character of the doctor உங்களுக்கு வந்துடணும். ஓ, அது வந்து எங்கள் அப்பாட்ட இருந்தாங்க லேர்ன் பண்ணிட்டேன். சரி, அப்போ என்ன பண்ணுறது எனக்கு ஒன்றுமே தெரியாது. இல்லைப்பா அவன் ஒரு ஊசி போட்டா, இன்ஜெக்ஷன் போட்டா they will be so happy. இன்ஜெக்ஷனா எங்கே போடுவாங்க? இன்னும் கையில் போடுவாங்க, குளுட்டீஸ் போடுவேன். நான் வந்து தீனார் ஹைப்போதீனார் மசிலியே படிக்க ஆரம்பிக்கிறியப்பா, அது வந்து லாங் கோர்ஸுக்கு டெல்டாய்டு போகணும், குளூட்டியஸ் போகணும், இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு அடுத்த வருஷம் தான் சொல்லிக் கொடுப்பாங்க. ஹவு கேன் ஐ எக்ஸ்பிளைன் டு மை பேரண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் ஹவு கேன் ஐ எக்ஸ்பிளைன் டு நம்ம பேஷண்ட்ஸு? சொல்ல முடியாது. இட்ஸ் ஓகே, லெட் இட் கோ. நான் இல்லைங்க, இன்ஜெக்ஷன் வந்து நாட் சேஃபுங்க, ஐ கிவ் யூ பெட்டர் டேப்லெட்ஸ்ன்னு ஐ பிராட் சம் ஆஃப் த பேராசிட்டமால்ஸ், விட்டமின்ஸு அப்படியே சொல்லி கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே சமாளிச்சுட்டு இருந்து, ஆனால் ஊர்லேருந்து திருப்பி வரும்போது ஐ பி ஸோ ஹாப்பி. ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் இத்தனை பேர் என்னையை பார்க்க வந்துட்டாங்க, ஒரு டாக்டர்ன்ட்டு அப்படி உள்ளே வரேன். ஐ என்டர் டு த ஹாஸ்பிட்டல். இங்கே காலேஜ் வர்றேன். காலேஜ் வந்தோடனே பிக் புக்ஸ் இன் ஃப்ரண்ட் ஆஃப் மீ. அது எல்லாம் பார்த்தா இங்கிலீஷில் இருக்குது, அத்தனை புக்கு. இவங்க சொன்னாங்க, தம்பி இது ஃபஸ்ட் இயருக்கு, இதே மாதிரி 5 years நீ படிக்கணும், ஒவ்வொன்றும் அந்த புக்கு. மை காட், இது எப்படி நான் படிக்க போகிறேன்? அது இங்கிலீஷாக, ஹவு கேன் ஐ ஏபிள் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் தட் ஒன்? அப்போ தான் வந்து இப்படியே பார்க்குறேன். யூஸ்வலாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்கள் பேட்சில் உங்களோட ஒரு கனெக்ட் ஆகி ஒரு காட்ஸ் மெசஞ்சர் ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்டு இருப்பார். உங்கள் அலுமினிஸ்லாம் கேட்டு பாருங்கள். அவர் காட்ஸ் மெசஞ்சர், மச்சான் கவலைப்படாதடா, நான் இருக்கேன்டா மச்சான், நான் உனக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணி தரேன், கவலையப்படாத. பட் அவனோட கேரக்டர் எப்படின்னா, ஹீ வில் ஸ்டார்ட் பை 9 o'clock இந்த நைட்டு படிக்கிறதுக்கு காலையில் 3 மணி 4 மணி வரைக்கும். ஏன்னா 6 to 9 வந்து மற்றவங்க வந்து அவங்களை டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணிடுவான்னு தூங்க போயிடுவான். 9 o'clock மேலே சாப்பிட்டுட்டு வந்து உட்காருவான், 3 மணி வரைக்கும் படிப்பான். ஸோ நோ அதர் ஆப்ஷன், இஃப் ஐ ஹாவ் டு லேர்ன் சம்திங் ஐ ஹவ் டு சிட் வித் ஹிம். ஸோ அவனோட சேர்ந்து சரிதான் நானும் வரேன். நான் மட்டும் இல்லை, இது மாதிரி 10 to 15 ஆஃப் அவர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், என்னோட பேட்ச்மேட்ஸு ஃப்ரம் தமிழ் மீடியம், வி ஹேவ் அ கிரேட் குரூப். அங்கே உட்காந்துட்டு ஸ்டார்டட் டிஸ்கஸிங் தட் ஒன். என்ன பார்க்குறோன்னா மாற்றி வி ஸ்டார்டட் ஸ்டாரிங் அட் த புக்ஸ் அண்ட் த ஃபேஸஸ் அண்ட் வி ஆர் ட்ரைங் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். அப்போ ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பாயிண்ட் சொன்னான், இன்னைக்கு படிக்கும்போது பேசிக்காக கான்செப்ட் யூ ஹாவ் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் த கான்செப்ட். படித்தாதான் மைண்டில் நிற்கும். சரிடா, இனிமேல் மக்கப் பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் நம்ம எல்லாம் 11th 12th முடித்து ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷாக வந்திருக்கோம். இங்கே யாராச்சும் பயங்கர பிரைனியோட அப்படியே கான்செப்டை புரிஞ்சு யாராவது முடித்து யாராவது இன்ஜினியர் டாக்டர் ஜாயின் பண்ணிங்கன்னா 90% ஐ கேன் சே நோ, ரைட்? எல்லாருமே மக்கப் பண்ணிட்டு தான் வந்தோம். அதே தாட் ப்ராசஸில் இங்கே வந்து உட்காந்தோன்னா, சரி அப்போ கான்செப்ட் நீ வந்து 12th மாதிரி படிக்காதரா, நீ உன்னால் முடியாது அப்படின்னா, முடியாது, சரி ஓகே பரவாயில்ல பார்க்கலாம். அவன் சொன்ன அடுத்த வார்த்தை, அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணி படி, அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். அப்போ என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஒருத்தன் கேட்டான், நான் ரொம்ப அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன் மச்சான், ஒரு டவுட் மட்டும் இருக்குது கேட்கட்டுமா, கேளு. ஏன்டா ஹைப்பர் டென்ஸில் பிபி ஜாஸ்தியாகவே இருக்குது அப்படின்னா, எனக்கு ஒரு நிமிஷம் ஆடி போச்சு. நான் பேசிக் கொஞ்சம் ஸ்ட்ராங்காக இருக்கேன், என்னை விட பேசிக் ஸ்ட்ராங்காக இருக்கவங்களாம் இருக்காங்கயா. அடுத்த கொஸ்டின், ஏன்டா எப்பயுமே வந்து டயபெட்டிக்கில் சுகர் ஜாஸ்தியாகவே காமிக்குது, எதுக்கு ஆன்சர் தெரிஞ்சால் நான் வந்து பயங்கர ஸ்ட்ராங்காக ஒரு ஃபிசிஷியன் ஆயிடுவேண்டான்னா. அன்னைக்கு எடுத்த டெசிஷன், என்னால் ஃபிசிஷியன் ஆக முடியாது மச்சான், I have to change my profession to some other thing where I can do a small cuttings and tailoring job. That's why I have become a surgeon, right? அதுக்கு இவ்வளோ சந்தோஷமாக கை தட்டுறீங்க, சரி ஓகே. இட்ஸ் மை பெயின்ஃபுல் அந்த ஃபீலிங்ஸை நான் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்ணிட்டு யூர் ஆல் ஹாப்பி வித் தட் ஒன். எனிவே குட். அண்ட் அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபியர் இருந்தால் தான் யூ கேன் பிகம் அ சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல். தட்ஸ் கால்ட் த செல்ஃப் டிசிப்ளின். ஆனால் அந்த ஃபியரை இன்ஃப்ளிக்ட் பண்ணுறது ஃபஸ்ட் இயரில் யார் பண்ணா அப்படின்னா, என்னோட வெல் நோன் ப்ரொஃபஸர் செல்வராசு. மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் அஸ் வி ஹேவ் பீன் ஹியர்ட் அபவுட் ஹிம், லைக் சிடிஎஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். அவர் வந்து அந்த ஃபியரை இன்ஃப்ளிக்ட் பண்ணார். எப்படி பண்ணார் அப்படின்னா, இன்றைக்கும் டாக்டர் ஜம்புகேசன் சார்ட்ட கேட்டாலும் தெரியும், அவரோட வாய்ஸ் கமாண்டிங் வாய்ஸ், கோ டு த டிசெக்ஷன் ஹால் அப்படிம்பாரு. ஐயா, எனக்கு நான் டிசெக்ஷன் ஹால் போய் அதை பார்த்து கிடவரை பார்த்து பயப்படுறதா, இவர் சத்தம் போடுறத பயப்படுறா, பரவாயில்லடா இவர் சத்தம் போடுறதுக்கு அங்கேயே போய் உட்காந்துடலான்னு பயந்து ஓடி போய் டிசெக்ஷன் ஹாலில் உட்காந்தவங்க நாங்கள். அண்டு சில சமயம் நைட் மேரில் நைட் எந்திரிச்சு பாத்ரூமுக்கு வந்து டிசெக்ஷன் ஹால்னு ஓடினவன் நான். அந்த பயம் இருந்துக்கிட்டே இருந்தது. அப்புறம் தான் தெரிஞ்சது, he has not inflicted fear, rather he insisted to have that self discipline and the attitude character imbibe பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சோம் அப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர்லேருந்து. அண்ட் மூவ் ஆன் டு தட் செகண்ட் இயர் வேர் மைக்ரோ பேத் அண்ட் பயோகெமிஸ்ட்ரி. அண்ட் மைக்ரோவில் வந்து ப்ரொஃபஸர் அப்பல்ராஜ் சாரை பற்றி சொல்லவே தேவையில்லை, சாஃப்ட் ஸ்போக்கன், ரைட். எந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கு நம்பர் 1 யார் வேணும் அப்படின்னா அப்பல்ராஜ் சார். ஏன்னா அவர் யாரையும் திட்டவே மாட்டார். தம்பி நீ கற்றுக்கோ, இதோட இப்படி இருந்தாலும் வாழ்க்கையில் ஜெயிக்கலாம் போல இருக்குன்னு. அங்கே ஐ காட் தட் கேரக்டர். அண்ட் இன்னும் இங்கிலீஷ் முடிஞ்ச பாடு இல்லை, ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் இது வரைக்குமே எனக்கும் புரிஞ்ச பாடு இல்லை. அதனால தான் ஐ எம் ஏபிள் டு கனெக்ட் வித் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் யூ பீப்புள் ஐ திங்க், ரைட். ஸோ இந்த இங்கிலீஷை என்ன பண்ணலாம், ஏன்னா எப்படியோ somehow we got ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர். இப்போ செகண்ட் இயர் வந்திருக்கோம். அப்போ தான் வந்து இந்த கிரேட் பர்சனாலிட்டி அவரை ப்ரொஃபஸர் ராமலிங்கம் சார், ரைட், அவரை பற்றி பேசும்போதெல்லாம், ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் he was the first person. அவர் என்ன சொன்னார் அப்படின்னா, he also sails from the same தமிழ் மீடியம், பட் சக்ஸஸுக்கு there is no other shortcut than the hard work. You put your hard work, நீங்கள் திருப்பி if you keep on doing the same thing, you will become successful அப்படின்னாரு. இங்கிலீஷ் வந்து இட்ஸ் லாங்குவேஜ் இஸ் no barrier. அண்ட் if you heard about these so many lectures கேட்டிருந்தீங்கன்னா, இவர் என்ன ஹார்வர்ட் யூனிவர்சிட்டிலேருந்து வந்திருப்பாரான்னு கேட்டிருக்கலாம். நெவர் எவர். he has started அந்த ஹார்ட் ஒர்க் அந்த சக்ஸஸை வந்து அடுத்த இம்பைப் ஆகி நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டேஜ். தேங்க்யூ சார், தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் ஃபார் யுவர் blessings. Right, sorry for that one. And almost அடுத்து ப்ரீ ஃபைனல் டு ஃபைனல் இயர் வந்தோன்னா ஒரு குரூப் ஆஃப் ப்ரொஃபஸர்ஸ் ஜே கேஜே அண்ட் சுஜயா மேனன், அவங்க தான் வந்து இப்போ எல்லாருமே என்ன பண்ணுறோம், பேஷண்ட் வந்தோன்னே வி ஸ்டார்டட் சீயிங் தட் இசிஜி எக்கோ. ஏன்னா அஸ் அ கன்சல்டண்ட்டாக நான் பேஷண்ட்டை பார்க்குறதே இல்லை ஃபஸ்ட்டு. ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் சம் ஃபிசிஷியன் அசிஸ்டண்ட்டு ஹிஸ்ட்ரி எடுப்பாங்க, ஹிஸ்ட்ரி எடுத்தோன்னா இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் அல்ட்ராசவுண்ட் சிடி எடுத்திருப்பாங்க, ஸ்கோப் எடுத்திருப்பாங்க, பேஷண்ட் கம்ஸ் டு அஸ். பட் ஆனால் அவர் இந்த இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி டேக்கிங், ஹிஸ்ட்ரியிலேருந்து பாசிபிள் டயக்னோசிஸ் அண்ட் அதில் ஃபைனல் டயக்னோசிஸ் within and the past history, present history, clinical examination, where we have learned the nuisance of like எப்படி வந்து with the history taking itself before going to the inspection palpation நம்ம diagnose வரலாங்கிறது. So they're all great teachers, I can say great teachers. And because of Dr. Prem Kumar, Vimal Kumar sir and Balasanmugam, somehow I got into the field of surgical field. Okay, I can become a surgeon ங்கிறது அப்பயே மைண்டில் ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆச்சு. And moving towards that house surgeonshipல தான் வந்து we got a great opportunity. Like எங்கே அப்படின்னா சூப்பர் ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் was started over here in 1998-99, where the greatest personality in cardiology, Dr. Bhuvaneshwan sir, nephrologyல வந்து டாக்டர் பாலசுப்ரமணியன் சார், and neuro led Dr. Ramdas sir and medical gastroenterologist Dr. LBK. நான் ஏன் இவங்க நேமை ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக சொல்கிறேன்னா, they are the great teachers. நாங்கள் என்னன்னா we were waiting in our அந்த ஐசியூ போஸ்டிங்கில் அங்கே வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்போம். மார்னிங் 8 to 8:15 ஆரம்பிச்சிச்சுன்னா 10:30 வரைக்கும் அங்கே இருக்க பேஷண்ட்ஸுக்கு இவங்க எப்போ வருவாங்க, அவங்களோட கூட போயிருக்காங்க, they have started the teaching. அதில் அந்த தான் வந்து we started learning on that one. அதில் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கிரேட் டீச்சர்ஸோட இருந்துட்டு ஸ்டில் I was so lucky that I was not pulled towards that medical field. ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் நீங்கள் ஜேஎஸ்பி சார் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நான் சொல்லவே வேணாம், கொஞ்ச நேரம் பேசினாலே அவரை அட்ராக்ட் பண்ணி கூட்டிகிட்டு போயிடுறாரு அவரோட. ஆனால் அவரோட 1 year ட்ராவல் பண்ணியும் நான் மெடிக்கல் ஃபீல்டு போடாமல் சர்ஜரி பண்ணேன்னா எவ்வளோ கஷ்டப்பட்டிருப்பேன் பாருங்கள் தப்பிச்சு அவர்கிட்ட வர்றதுக்கு. அந்த மாதிரி ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் அவரோட அந்த கம்யூனிகேஷன் ஸ்கில் இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா, ஒரு எம்ஜிஆர் மாதிரி வருவார், கேஷுவலாக பேசுவார், பேஷண்ட்டோட தோலில் போய் கையை போட்டு பேசுகிறார். என்னடா அது இந்த ஒரு கேரக்டர், இதுதான் சூப்பராக இருக்குமா. பட் ஸ்டில் till now many of my friends would have been known me that for that character only. அது பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் டாக்டர் ஜேஎஸ்பி. அவர்கிட்ட கற்றுக்கிட்டு தான் நான் அப்படியே பேஷண்ட்டை உங்கள் பேஷண்ட்டாக நினைக்காம ஃப்ரெண்டாகவும் இதாகவும் நினச்சி கை கோர்த்துட்டு போகும்போது வில் பி ஆன் த சக்ஸஸ் அப்படின்னாரு. அண்ட் ஃப்ரம் தேர் சம்ஹவ் ஐ எஸ்கேப்டு ஃப்ரம் தீஸ் கிரேட்டஸ்ட் டாயின்ஸ் ஆஃப் மெடிக்கல் ஃபீல்டு. கிரேட்டஸ்ட் எஸ்கேப் தான் சொல்லணும். ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் நான் தான் பேசிக் ஸ்ட்ராங்காக இருந்தேனே, அதனால தான் நான் போகலை. ஏன்னா ஹைப்பர் டென்ஷனில் ஏன் பிபி ஜாஸ்தியாக இருக்குன்னு கேட்டவன் நான் போய் மெடிக்கல் ஃபீல்டு போனால் பாவம் அவருக்கு தான் கஷ்டம். அதனால தான் ஐ கேம் டு சர்ஜிக்கல் ஃபீல்டு அண்ட் என்டர்டு இன் டு தட் சர்ஜரி. சர்ஜரியில் என்னென்னா ஆல்வேஸ் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் முடிச்சுட்டு தான் நம்ம அங்கே போக ஆரம்பிப்போம். என்ட்ரன்ஸ் வந்து அப்போ என்னென்னா என்ன மார்க்ஸ் ஸ்கோர் போகும் அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி யூ கேன் லைக் டிகிரியை செலக்ட் பண்ணலாம். பட் ஐ வாஸ் வெரி பர்டிகுலர், ஐ வாண்ட் டு ஹேவ் அ general surgery. That time I got marks for which is like around என்ன சொல்கிறதுன்னா அனஸ்தீசியா ஆர் டிஏ அனஸ்தீசியா ஆர் டிப்ளமோ இன் இஎன்டி மட்டும்தான் அப்போ கிடைச்சது. மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் மை ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா தே ஹவ் ஸ்டார்டட், அவங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. என்ன மார்க் வந்துச்சோ இப்போ சொல்கிறேன், அவங்க வந்து அந்த ட்ரீம்லேயோ இதுலேயோ இல்லை. அப்போ வந்து என்னென்னா இப்போ என்ட்ரன்ஸ் எழுதி நான் வந்து சர்வீஸ் போகலாம், இல்லை என்ன மார்க் வருதோ மச்சான் நம்ம 1 year உட்காந்து படிச்சிட்டோம், இதுக்கு மேலே நான் என்னால் டைம் வேஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியாது, ஐ ஹாவ் டு மூவ் ஆன். ஸோ என்ன டிகிரி கிடைக்குதோ அதுலேருந்து டாப் லெவலில் போயிடலான்னு போயிட்டாங்க. பட் ஐ ஸ்டேட் அவே. எல்லோரும் சொன்னாங்க இன்னொரு 1 வருஷம் நீ வேஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியாது, எதர் யூ ஹாவ் டு ஜாயின் இன் அனஸ்தீசியா ஆர் இஎன்டி அப்படின்னாங்க. பட் ஐ ஆம் அவே ஃப்ரம் தட் ஒன். அண்ட் தட் பீரியட் probably I was the last person from Tamil Nadu Medical University who got admitted in Madurai Medical College, right? ஏன்னா மெடிக்கல் காலேஜில் அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து they have not இந்த டிஎன்பி கோர்ஸே வந்து அவங்க எடுக்கல. பட் ஐ காட் த சீட் அண்ட் அந்த சமயம் ஐ காட் த கிரேட் கைடன்ஸ் ஃப்ரம், ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் மதுரை மெடிக்கல் காலேஜ் போனாலே எம்எஸ்லையும் எம்டி படிக்கும்போது பிஜிஸ்க்கு அவ்வளோ கான்ட்ரவர்சியும் அவ்வளோ பாலிட்டிக்ஸ் இருக்கும். when I am entered as a DNB guy, imagine நான் எப்படி அங்கே வந்து ஸோ அந்த கேரக்டர் செல்ஃப் டிசிப்ளின் எல்லாம் இந்த யூஜியில் லேர்ன் பண்ணது. ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் இம்பைபிங் ஆன் தட் பிஜி பீரியட் without any ego. I started mingling that people. அதில் I want to say one greatest personality, Dr. Murugan, who is our இங்கே பிஎஸ்சியில் அவர் வந்து cardiothoracic surgeon, இந்த cardiac transplant surgeon. Now he is doing a wonderful job. He was my senior in that period. He guided me a lot in those 3 years period. From that I've with Dr. அங்கே சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா ஒரே ஒருத்தர் அவர் வந்து லைக் our so many professors taught me how to do a surgery and all. I came out of that one, joined in GKNM hospital, Kupuswami Naidu hospital, as a general surgeon and as a surgical oncology. From raw hand to refining and the fine tuning happened over there in GKNM hospital in open surgery by PC Raju sir. எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும், well known as a PCR in Coimbatore. And the professor legend Sadasivam sir and Dr. Damodaran. Thanks to all sir, and because without you and the fine raw area on the fine tune ayi, and after that I got an opportunity in the Gemma hospital in 2008, and now rest is the history, right? அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் டீட்டெயில் போக விரும்பல. Thank you all. Finally one word, ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் என்னோட பிஜிஸ்க்கும் என்ன சொல்கிறேன் அப்படின்னா, லைக் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டைம் இப்போ எம்எஸ் முடிச்சோன்னே எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் லுக்கிங் ஆஃப்டர் ஹவு டு டூ பெர்ஃபார்ம் நீட் எழுதி அடுத்தது என்ன போகலான்னு பார்க்குறீங்க. but have a dream, set a goal, and move on. And don't go flow with the life. நீங்கள் வந்து you have to stand away from that one. என்ன சொல்ல போகிறேன் அப்படின்னா, முடிச்சோன்னா என்ன மார்க் கிடைக்குதோ அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி don't choose your profession. You choose your profession. For that, what are the requirements you need to have, put an effort on that one. And ஃபைனல் இயர் படிக்கும்போது நீங்கள் வந்து முடிச்ச உடனே நீட்டு முடிச்சு சூப்பர் ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டி போகாமல் you just try to spend at least 6 months to 12 months, அதாவது 2 to 3 months of each in each department, like cardiothoracic or urology or liver transplant or GI surgery. Say I'm connecting with the surgical field. Same thing you can connect with your profession. Like இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டியில் எது வந்து டாப் லெவல் அந்த யூனிவர்சிட்டிஸாக இருக்கோ அங்கே போய் யூ கேன் அட்டாச் யுவர் செல்ஃப் அஸ் அப்சர்வர் ஃபார் 2 to 3 months. அப்சர்வ் தட் ஒன், வாட் இஸ் ஹேப்பனிங் ஓவர் தேர். அதுக்கப்புறம் யூ கேன் சூஸ் யுவர் ஃபீல்டுனா டெஃபினெட்லி வில் பி ஆன் த டாப். ஸோ மாபெரும் சபைதனில் நீ நடந்தால் உனக்கு மாலைகள் விழ வேணும். Tribute to Dr. Jambukeswaran sir and JSP sir. Right? With that, I am concluding my talk. And always, finally, but not the least, in the award bandu, I would like to dedicate to all my 92 batch mates. Proud to be a PhD. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your heartfelt speech and are honored to have contributed to your success. I now invite Shri G.R. Karthikeyan, the chairman of the trust board, to come on to the dais and join the dignitaries and the distinguished alumni of 2024 for a group photograph. Thank you, dignitaries. I request you all to kindly be seated. I now invite Dr. Sumitra G., Vice Principal of Academic Affairs and Professor of Biochemistry at PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. It's a great privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this momentous occasion of Foundation Day of our esteemed institution. Alumni are the strongest legacy an institution can build. What better way to mark this day than by honoring the success of our alumni? On behalf of PSG IMSR, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Professor Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, for gracing us with his presence on this occasion. Thank you, sir. We are truly honored to have you here today and believe your talk will have lasting impact on our students. Our alumni are the ambassadors to the world from this institution. So I take this opportunity to sincerely thank all our alumni for the unwavering love and support towards their alma mater. A special mention of gratitude to our distinguished alumni of the year, Dr. Urmila Soman, Dr. M. Malarviri, Dr. M. Ganesh, and Dr. S. Saravanakumar for being here and sharing your inspiring journeys with us. I have no doubt that your words have greatly motivated the young minds in the audience and have filled the hearts of your teachers with pride. Thank you. I would like to express my gratitude to Sri L. Gopalakrishnan, Managing Trustee, PSG Institutions, and Sri G.R. Karthikeyan, Chairman of PSG and Sons Charities Trust Board. Your visionary leadership has given this institution remarkable support and guidance. Thank you, sir. We thank the members of PSG family, the heads of institutions, the families of the awardees, invitees, members of the media, and all the guests for their time and participation in this function. My sincere thanks to the principal, the general manager, the vice principal, and all the supporting departments for meticulous planning and execution of this event. I express my deep appreciation to all the faculty, students, and staff for their enthusiastic participation and making this event a resounding success. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are sure this is a historic day for the awardees to remember and yet another proud moment for the alma mater PSG Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. As we come to the close of the Foundation Day celebrations, it is a prime responsibility of every citizen to feel that we live in a free country and that defending its freedom is our duty. Let us all raise together and sing our national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
We thank you for your kind presence at this ceremonial event. Please join us for lunch, and lunch is being served on the side lawns of the auditorium.